Welcome, everybody.
Welcome to the. I can't. Welcome to
Welcome,
episode
everybody.
7. Welcome, everybody.
Hello.
Welcome to the
Hello.
7th episode of the Settle Down podcast. This week we are minus our boy Keaton due to sickness, illness.
R.I.P. Keaton, dude. He
R.I.P.
will be
Keaton.
missed.
Let's get
Keto
get a rip
Keat,
in the
man.
chat.
Feel better.
But
Couldn't do the flu game.
we've done some upgrades for the said podcast. I feel like we get something new every week, which is kind of hype.
Yep.
Yeah,
We
we've
all
got some
the
boom arms.
We're all chilling. A little
Oh,
more
professional as
official.
hell.
This is a professional
Shit.
fucking
Looking
podcast.
like Theo Vaughn, dude, over here.
Something like
Yeah.
that.
Hoping the audio's a little bit better, so let us know if it is.
Yep.
Yeah,
for
let
sure,
us know
for
if it's
sure.
lacking.
So let's kick this off, boys. How's the week going? Or the last week, Sean?
What did I even do? I don't even know. Started watching You this week with Ant.
Fire show.
Great show. Honestly, if I'm being honest, I thought that. Oh, okay.
I knew you were gonna say some shit like that.
I thought that they were not going to be able to do it because it's like one of those shows where it's like, how many seasons can you get away with murder kind of thing?
Yeah.
But this fourth season, I will say, it's been pretty good. They kind of flipped the script a little bit. Part one's out this month, and the next month the second part comes out. But yeah, that was a lot of my week. Weekend, what did we do? Oh, we threw a surprise party for Kevin. Last
Shout
week,
out Kev, dude.
yeah.
Shout
Last
out
week
Kev.
we ended the pod early to go say bye to him because he thought that we were not saying bye to him, but we really had a surprise party on Friday. But that was fun. Shout out Garrett and Lindsay for setting that up.
Yep.
Dope.
But yeah, he's off in the military. But yeah, that was pretty much my
Shout
week.
out Keith. Appreciate you. Fire. Zach, how'd the week look?
Pretty similar week, honestly. Didn't do too much. Had a lot of schoolwork. And then we did the surprise party Friday, in which I felt really bad for Kevin because Thursday he's like, hey, does anyone want to go to End Zone? And it's like my last day in Boise, and I want to say goodbye. And everyone's like, no, we can't. Sorry. And we were like, yeah, maybe after the podcast we could stop by for a little bit. But he saw us there for a little bit, and he wasn't expecting anything for the surprise party. So then we kind of surprised him. And, dude, I wish I could reenact it. I could try to, but Grayson was like standing next to the door where Kevin was walking into, and we didn't know which door Kevin was actually walking into, so we were kind of surprised when he came in. And so Grayson saw him come in. He's like, surprise! He like literally triple took like the scare, and I was like, Grayson, like do it. And he like finally jumped out, and then we turned on the lights, and Kevin's like, what the fuck? Like, what is everyone doing here? But it was a pretty sick surprise. And then Saturday we didn't do too much. Sunday I did some schoolwork and watched the Super Bowl, which had a horrible ending with that soft call, but I mean, it was a great Super Bowl in general, and
We'll get
I
into
feel
that. I
like
think we should
that
talk
holding call was kind of a lose-lose situation in general for the refs,
Yeah.
because if you call that, one side's pissed off. If you don't, one side's pissed off. So I can see why they called it a little bit, but I also think it was pretty soft, and if I was the Eagles, I'd be pissed off, but
Oh,
fuck 'em,
1,000%.
I think we should
Fuck
talk.
the Eagles
We should
fans,
get into the.
so-
We should get into the Super Bowl after weekly recap. I wanna
But yeah,
talk
and
about that a
then
little bit.
Monday I had class. Tuesday we had an intramural game that we should have won. Davis hit a game winner that allegedly was 0.1 seconds too late.
Dude, not just a game winner.
Shout out Davis for that.
It was a
but
fucking banger of a three.
a bomb of a three, and he drilled it. It sucked that they called it, but I honestly don't know if it was a good call. But
Was it
either
past
way,
the
shout out
time you
Davis.
guys? Well,
We couldn't tell. It was really hard to tell on the court. We all
Yeah.
thought it was good. The refs were like, no good. And then they met at the middle, and we were like, oh, are they discussing it? And they were like, no, we're not discussing it. Like, we're just talking about, like, normal ref shit. And I'm like, what? I literally was like, what are you talking about? And they were like, yeah, the game's over. Like, we called it no good. And I was like, that's so unfortunate.
it's
But
tough. That's a tough way to go.
shout out Davis, though, for that shot because I was sick. And then, yeah, we played against Rowan. Rowan was unstoppable. Kid's a freak of nature,
He had, like,
honestly.
20
He played
points.
really well, yeah. That was a bit of a disappointment, but it was really fun. And then today I didn't really do much, so, yeah. Good week overall, though.
Cody, how'd the week look so far?
Well, last week kind of leading up into Kevin's surprise party. That was fun. It was a lot of fun. I got pretty fucking drunk. Not gonna lie,
I saw
rough.
you tossing darts.
it was a rough morning, dude. It was just
Into the wall.
It was funny because like I thought back of it like the morning of, and like just thought back to all of us like around the table, just like just arguing drunk at each
Oh my
other just
God,
about
dude.
shit. And I was just
I
like, these are
forgot
the
about that,
moments,
yeah.
like these
Not
are the
about
moments
shit
that are
about
just
basketball.
like basketball, how the game's
So
played.
bad.
It didn't even matter. It was just like, I don't know. It was a pretty surreal moment, I think. I don't know. Not a lot of people think about that stuff, but that's the stuff that I look back on. Is just like that funny small shit where we're just
Yeah.
drunk arguing
Yeah.
with each other for no reason.
Yeah.
And most of my basketball takes were just to get Garrett fired up. Shout out Garrett. Garrett, you know, I was
Yeah.
fishing. I was fishing a little bit.
I think it's just
Um,
hella funny when the girls just sit there and they're just like,
Yeah, they're
back
like,
and
what's
forth,
going
have
on?
no clue what we're talking
Yeah.
about.
That-
Steph Curry's way better than him. He's way better. And Lindsay's
Who's
like,
Steph Curry?
No,
she's like,
literally
oh my gosh, like it's just basketball. Like,
She's
why are
like,
you
is
guys
Kobe
yelling so
Bryant still
much?"
playing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't
The-
understand.
the whole time I was like, this is so white. Like,
Yeah.
we are. This is such a straight white male thing that we're arguing about. And it was funny though.
Parker, if you and Finn would like to be a featured guest, you just have to let us know, and you have to fucking drive down here.
Yeah.
That's my best friend and his fiance.
Oh,
they
hell
live
yeah.
in
Sweet.
Washington,
That'd be
and
sick.
We'll have you on. You just got to plan it out.
yeah, he's the
Yeah.
Just let us
Come
know.
on.
he's the one I'm going to be his best man
Oh yeah.
at his
Oh,
wedding. so-
sweet.
That's awesome.
Congrats, brother.
Yep.
Yeah,
for
just
sure.
let us know, man. We'd love to have you.
I feel like we have like a guest list of people that like
Yeah.
want to be on,
Yeah.
and we kind of just got to like
We just gotta
get through
plan
them.
that out.
Because
Yeah.
I know like Kylie and Anna want to come on at
Mhm.
some
Oh, that'd be
point.
fun. Yeah.
Davis and Mon want to come on.
Oh yeah, that'd be a good one.
I mean, we've had Riley on, but I feel like we should have Riley like
Riley and
again.
Grayson.
That
Yeah.
wasn't really like.
A little duo.
That was
action.
just kind of like.
That was our trial run.
I was just
Yeah.
getting more, I think, people for that certain type of podcast because we
Yeah.
did
Yeah.
have like 4 or 5.
Yeah.
I think he was
girls
just
with us.
there. I don't even think he knew what was happening.
No, he had no,
No, he
idea.
just
He was
pulled
just
up.
sitting there.
Loaded,
he was
honestly.
just vibing, dude. He was just
Yeah, no,
vibing
he's
on
probably
camera.
loaded, just like-
But
That was a fun podcast though. Like when
Yeah, that one's
there was
funny.
like 10 of us, and we're
yeah,
Yeah.
you couldn't hear shit.
Was that when
watching
I was commenting as Bond Dooley?
Yeah.
It's like,
dude.
who's Bond Dooley?
Who's
How does
Bond
he know
Dooley?
this shit? And then
Yeah.
Keaton out of nowhere is like, no way, it's Zach. Like, he's not smart enough to make another YouTube account. I'm like, Keaton, all you need is a Gmail. That's literally it.
Yeah, no,
That's
you
literally
literally
it.
made
Yeah, when you
whoever.
told me that, I was like, Keaton, it's not rocket
I was
science to
like,
make
what?
a fucking Gmail. Like, but, you know, besides that, the weekend was good. It was slow. Going
Mhm.
up into this week, it's been a rough week. Today was rough. I had a rough day. Just had to meet with a bunch of people, internship guy. I had to meet with my advisor, and then I had a 3-hour class, and we had presentations today. I didn't eat a lot or drink a lot of water, so I was just fucking. I felt like shit during
Yeah.
it, and we were like the third group to go. So I had to sit through 45, 50 minutes of presentations before my group was even to go. And I get way too psyched out, so I psych myself up and I get all nervous and shit.
No,
But
Diego.
we made it through. I got a headache, but we're here. And
Do you want a drink?
yeah,
You want a
Yeah,
Coors
we'll
Light?
take a drink.
We got Coors Light or
Well, I'm gonna have to go off camera real quick.
Give me one too, eh?
Hey,
no, Diego, we're not
BSU,
watching.
man.
No, we're
My dad was
not.
talking about
Give us some
BSU
updates,
basketball.
They
Diego.
are up. I just pulled it up. BSU's up 77-75 with 33 seconds left in the second half.
Wow.
Damn, should we have
The
a little?
Coors Lights are in my mini fridge in my room.
How is Colorado State this year?
11 and 14.
Yeah, there's some
Wow, we should
not of this flavor,
be
but
even
check
close to that team.
right. No, they're not cold.
The Coors Lights are. Parker, why is Finn currently crying? Tell her to figure shit out. Anyways,
Laughing my ass off.
yeah.
Leo.
What was I gonna say? I was gonna wait for Cody actually for that question. I am gonna pull up the game because I kind of want to see.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's
The
do a
end of
live
this.
See how
watch.
it ends.
I cannot show it on camera because that is against YouTube terms. But I
really?
can.
Oh, we can watch it though.
We can pull it up. Actually,
Be a
I'm gonna pull
little
it up on the iPad.
announcing. This is
Did
a
you
little
forget mine?
foreshadowing for what we have in our future. Yeah.
I asked
With
you for one.
Diego?
You said, yep, I got you.
No. If we want to call this,
Thank
game.
you.
We want to call the game. So, I don't know when it's gonna be, but we're gonna do a 2K tournament with everybody. So, if you would like to be interested in watching that or participating, we will be having a 2K tournament, and me and Sean will cast the whole thing.
Yeah. So if you guys want to watch it or be in it, just let us know. Text
Yep.
us, email us.
Throw it in the comments.
It doesn't matter. Throw in the comments. But yeah,
Just
we'd love to
contact
have
us.
anyone and everyone to play that we can. We got 24 seconds left. Boise State is up.
So
77,
BSU,
75.
what's the record? 18-7.
19 and 6.
19
Did
and
they
6.
foul him?
Okay.
They did, right?
My dad was talking to me over the phone the other day. He's like, "Hey, BSU's not looking too bad." I was just like, "This
Looks
is what
like last
this
year.
is what they do. Is they? I love BSU basketball, but they dominate most of the time.
They
in the
dominate the
Mountain
bad
West.
teams.
And then they go into the tournament, and speed is their worst enemy. I'm sorry. I mean, Memphis killed us last year in the tournament because of
They
how
also
fast
had
they
a
were.
like
They
a
did-
lottery pick
Yeah.
at center.
Okay,
That is
yes,
fair.
yes, and our center.
They were lengthy too. No way.
But
Oh,
I
no
think,
way.
I think
Oh my.
Hold on.
gosh.
Boise State ball just went out of bounds.
You got to tell them what's happening, Sean.
So Boise State passed it in. CSU almost got it.
Deflection. Yeah.
But it
shoulda
is
got
still
it, but-
Boise ball.
yeah,
FC
this will
right
buy us
now.
a
Oh.
little-
They
this
didn't.
will tick off a few
Oh
more
my
seconds
God,
with
dude.
that
He
inbound.
kind of just
hopefully.
choked. Not really choked, but he just kind
Diego,
of
Diego says we were trying
tripped
to
on his
lose.
feet.
All right, 20
Oh, it's
seconds.
an official review?
Official
Oh, boy.
review. They're reviewing this. Fucking Leon
Yeah,
Rice.
so the dude deflected the
Max.
ball and then kind of just tripped on his feet.
Eastern
And
Washington
now
basketball.
we're not sure if it's
Shut
Boise
up,
State's
Silas.
ball or
Dude,
Colorado State's
Eastern
ball.
Washington basketball is a dark horse for this year's tournament. I'm telling you right now. They are
Are
good.
you, is,
Yeah, that's my dark
That's-
horse for the tourney is
Really?
Eastern Washington.
hey, you know what? There
Yeah, it
always
couldn't be
has
me.
to be one because I do it on every if we were to do like a bracket, I do it every time.
So I'm taking Eastern Washington and Kent State.
Oh.
Kent State, I'm
looking
telling you
good.
right now, they lead the nation in points per game, and there's a reason
Kent
for
State?
it. Kent State.
Oh man.
They are gonna win the MAC, and they're gonna upset somebody in the tournament. I'm telling you right now.
You know
Or
what
they're
makes
gonna
me
lose first
makes me
round.
upset is that BSU can never be that dark horse. They're just that team that gets in and then
That's for sure a ball.
you don't expect much. Besides Memphis, obviously being a better basketball team, they just had it all. I think just watching that game, the speed was bad. It was bad. I mean, they couldn't cover anything.
That was 8 versus 9, right?
They
15
couldn't
win
cover
streak.
even in the paint. They had their point guards driving right down the paint and making buckets. I'm just
And that's
like,
on a good Boise State defense too. Like their
yeah,
defense was
yeah.
no
It's
joke
just
last year.
Our center
That
was
is
a little, our moose. Shout out Dylan, dude, best center in the fucking nation, right, Dylan? But our moose had his struggles.
Yeah,
in
that
game
was
for sure.
8 versus 9. but
Beastern is gross this year.
for Memphis
Silas.
to be
I'm on
9
that
and for
wave.
us to be 8, I think was a little bit of a stretch.
Silas
Memphis
or
was clearly a better team, and they had damn near the record with a much better schedule. So
Boise
or
State
harder
plays it
schedule,
in. Oh
excuse me.
my God. Goes backcourt, and he's getting fouled.
Oh, he
Ooh,
got
damn.
mugged.
Silas
mugged.
or
He looks like
Yaya.
me playing basketball. Holy
He
shit!
just got tackled.
Has Eastern
Yeah, he
Washington
does.
played any bigger schools this year? Like, you know how in the beginning
yeah.
you're always playing those kind of random.
I'm gonna pull up their
those random
record,
squads.
'cause I
So
do
I'm
wanna
curious to
see.
see how their record goes against some FBS teams. Not saying that that's a huge factor in the tournament because you see teams all over coming
that
in
was
and
so
making
close
an
to
impact.
travel,
Even
too.
these smaller
Hold
FBS
on.
schools.
Diego says Eastern Washington going to lose to like Montana in the Big Sky tourney
Yep.
at the legendary Idaho Credit Union.
I was gonna say that was literally
That
the
is
next
gonna
thing I was
happen.
gonna say was they're gonna come here for the Big Sky tournament. I think the
We'll be there.
podcast should make an appearance.
Yes, we should.
That'd be
Eastern by 7.
$20 for front row tickets. I'm down.
Last time was hella fun.
Hey,
that
Silas,
was so
Eastern by
fun.
7, buddy. I got you.
Yeah, I doubt it.
Montana. I don't know though. These like hot streak teams. I don't know. Just from what I've watched of sports, all these hot teams just
Dude,
crumble.
what's weird is so
And
they
that's
started off the
craziest thing,
year.
too.
Yeah.
Like,
they
They
got to
started
heat
off
up
the
in
year
the
with
tournament.
3 losses. They have 4 losses.
who did
Damn.
they lose to?
Santa Clara,
Okay.
84
I don't know who that is, but he
Say
just
what
made
you
a
want
free
about Santa
throw.
Clara, but
Oh,
they're a decent squad.
that's the guy we saw at. We saw him at Jim's Alibi.
Yes,
Yeah.
he was zooted.
Yeah, him and was it Max Rice? That was
It
it.
was Max
It
Rice.
was Max Rice.
With his sexy ass
But,
girlfriend.
Okay.
All right, so Boise State's up 4. Colorado's
Okay.
playing it in. Well, full court press, a little behind the back. He's coming up the court. He pumps, takes a 3, and
No
makes
way.
it. Holy
Shit.
crap. 9 seconds left in
Oh.
the second half. It's 78-79 Broncos.
Holy
Wow.
shit. So
Jeez, man.
Wow.
This dude
here's
barely
what's
can walk.
interesting is with Eastern Washington, Silas, they're 19-7, but they're overall. They've
Okay.
lost to some good teams, but
Yeah.
like they
It
have
happens.
Yeah, they play in those early tournaments. I just watch those. Like no one knows what type of team they
Yeah,
are.
you could be playing anybody.
Yeah,
You know?
you got to wait till conference play to
Yeah.
understand who the good teams are. Basically, once they got to conference play, they're 13-0.
Okay.
They haven't lost yet.
Oh, yep. That's
but
what it says conference break.
yep,
13-0.
the second ranked team in the Big Sky is Montana State, who is 18-9.
Okay.
Montana State and Eastern Washington play each other for the last game of the year at Eastern Washington.
Ooh, that's gonna be a good one.
It's gonna be
Hey,
1
Silas,
versus
you
2
going
in
to
the,
that game
in the
or what?
standings. He's got to be right.
You got to be going to the game.
But I think the boys mobbed to the Big Sky tournament again this year. I think that
I'm
shit was
down.
so
I agree.
fun. We get Diego to
Yeah,
go
Diego
onto the
fly out for
court.
the Big Sky
That would have been
tournament,
so
dude.
funny.
Um,
But this Boise State
yeah,
game is kind of
I think-
crazy.
I think in the tournament, man, I fucking love it, dude. March Madness is awesome because you get these teams that are really good, that play good all year,
Come on, bro.
and then they come up and, or they come up and they lose first, second round to some of these teams.
Okay, hold
that-
on. Ball's getting played in. Degenhardt's got the ball, and he gets fouled.
I don't know
Looks
if you fouled Degenhart in that situation.
I'm gonna be
can't
rowdy, boys. Shout out Silas. Hell yeah, dude.
They call a timeout
Um,
there?
No, it was a foul, but I'm saying like
find this by can't.
Degenhart's a good free throw shooter.
How many
Yeah.
Big Ten teams are in the top 25 right now?
I would say at least 6 or 7.
I think it's the most at any conference.
It might be the Big 12 actually. The Big 12 might have more.
The Big 12.
Yeah.
Yeah, Oklahoma's good in basketball.
All right, Degenhard at the line.
Right?
Yeah, I think they lost
ranked
to
14th
Northwestern
right now.
tonight.
He's got
Lost to
18
Northwestern?
points.
I'm
I think
pretty sure.
Northwestern's ranked too,
No, they're not.
or they're second in the Big Ten.
He's got 18 points
I
this
just looked
game.
at
I'm
that.
kind of curious.
Degenhardt
if
at the
they
free
ended
throw
up
line.
Coming back.
Degenhardt?
Yep. He's taking it. Ooh, he made it.
Oh, they lost
What
by
is his
2 against
percentage?
Two.
Northwestern.
I have no. It didn't show.
Um,
But they're up by 2. They go
It's
up
a
by
big
3 if
shot.
he makes this. But if they get a
it's a big shot. Come on, Dagan.
I see him on campus all the time. He is a tall dude.
oh, he missed it.
Oh boy.
5 seconds left. He's coming down the court. Oh shit!
Dude.
This is the guy
Three,
who clutched it last
2,
time. Shut
1.
up. Nope,
Nice
short.
defense.
Good defense.
Good defense by Boise
Good
State.
dub. Let's
Great
go.
defense.
Shit, let's go.
Shout out Broncos.
A win is a
Shout
win.
out Broncos.
So I just looked up the conference, like Sam from the other room. I looked up the conference standings, just kind of like the conferences ranked. First is the Big 12. Second is the Big 10. Third is the SEC.
With how many schools are in the big or in the top 25?
Yeah, basically it's like their strength of conference, like
Okay.
how good every team is.
Damn, the Big 12?
The Big
Can
12.
you name the
Well,
top like 5?
They
in the
got
Big 12?
Kansas, they got Baylor,
Oklahoma's
Kansas
in
State, Oklahoma's good, Texas is in the top 10.
Fuck
um,
Texas. But
That's
yeah, that
5
makes
teams
sense.
off the bat that are
Yeah, that's
could
fair.
literally
Isn't
win it
Iowa
all.
in there too?
Yep.
Iowa's in there. Ohio State's not bad. Like, or Ohio State's Big 10, but Iowa's Big 10 as well. What the fuck?
Mhm.
Wait, oh no, sorry, I was
But-
thinking Iowa State.
So hear this out. SEC is third. Big East is fourth. Fifth is the Mountain West,
Interesting.
which I thought was kind of interesting.
With
Mountain
San
West
Diego
is
State in
with
there
who?
Right
with
now.
San Diego State, with Boise State,
Oh.
San Diego State's
New
20th
Mexico,
Yeah, I saw that.
like Nevada,
New
even.
Mexico, man.
So the Mountain West is
surprised.
ahead of the
First in the
Pac-12, the ACC, the West Coast, the Athletic American,
Ahead of the Pac-12, eh?
and then the Conference USA, which is kind of crazy. So I think
That's
that-
crazy. You know, I talked to Zuch a little bit at Tin Roof about San Diego State, and he's like, dude, they're good.
No, they're
really
legit.
Mhm.
Like they got it all. I mean, they're 21st in the nation right now, and I mean that's pretty good heading close in.
Well, they were
Close to
actually
March.
playing Boise State 2 weeks ago when we were with Scott and Allen.
Yeah, we lost
And
bad.
we were watching that game at Chili's. It was 6-6. We got our food. I look back up, literally like 5-10 minutes later, it's like 16-6.
No,
They just went on a crazy run, and then it ended up being 24-8, and then they called a timeout. I'm like, holy shit, dude, that was like
Yeah.
in 10 minutes. Like they exploded.
Yeah, I think.
Also,
when-
that game was at home for San Diego State, which
Yeah.
True.
you kind
I
of
don't
got
know.
to.
Yeah. I
That'd
think.
be a
I don't think we
sick-ass
beat them,
atmosphere.
but like
Yeah.
it was at home.
It probably
Yeah.
would have been closer if we had a home
I think
home court advantage.
I
but
think our last game of the year is San Diego State too.
yeah,
At
it's
home.
gonna be tough.
That'd be
We
fun.
need to go to that game.
We definitely should go to
But-
that game.
Having that ranking in the conferences you're at going into March, I mean that's huge. I think San Diego State might make a big run.
Yes,
and
they
to
are.
answer
Diego.
Keaton, or not really answer him. WCC, yes. Keaton.
Oh,
it is
Keaton,
shit.
excuse me. You guys
Gonzaga,
have the same
man.
color name.
What is going on, Keat? What is going on?
Yeah,
man?
our last home game
Yeah,
is against
dude.
San Diego State, which is Tuesday, February 28th. It's at 7.
I'm down.
If
Yeah.
we don't have a game,
Yeah. If I'm not mistaken,
Oh,
Keat,
shit.
you guys lost to St.
We might just
Mary's,
forfeit that game.
correct? St. Mary's came in.
Give us
I
all
think
the
St.
Texas.
St.
Mary's
is
is
good,
pretty
too.
solid. They came in and they beat Gonzaga. Was Gonzaga at home or away for that game?
Gonzaga was at.
Sorry,
was
Gonzaga,
at St.
Gonzaga,
Mary's.
Gonzaga, Boise. You
It was
know,
in St.
tomato,
Mary's.
tomato.
I say Gonzaga too. Not gonna
Well,
lie.
you're weird, so
Gonzaga.
That's pretty normal.
Gonzaga,
What do you say?
maybe.
it's Gonzaga.
I don't care.
What do you say?
Gonzaga.
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 Yeah, but I think St.
Gonzaga.
Mary's has got a shot too.
Kavaba?
They're always that. I wouldn't
Nah, I think an
necessarily
SEC team will win
classify them as a dark horse, but I would say that St. Mary's always seems to make some
Sweet
sort of run
16.
in the tournament.
They're
Sometimes
solid.
they go farther than other years, but
They're
I think
solid
St.
squad.
Mary's is a solid squad. So I'm kind of
This is where we need
interesting to.
Diego's input to come in. I think we should do that somewhat soon. Is have
Yeah.
Diego on
We've
and
got a
chat some college basketball up, Diego.
Is
if you're
St.
down for
Mary's
that.
top 15? I'm not really sure.
They
we've got a
are.
big guest list. I think
That's
people
crazy.
need to
Okay, yeah.
maybe hit us up when they can do it, and we'll make it happen. But
Mhm.
yeah. All right. Let's talk a bit about the Super Bowl. Little quick
St.
recap
Mary's
rundown.
is 17th, Keaton.
Yeah, I think after watching that, obviously the holding call, that was just fucking stupid.
Soft, man.
Gunvavas says Riley Kafka. Okay.
Gonzaga.
Nope, he said something else.
No, Keaton under.
Gun Baba.
So yeah, Super Bowl. Yeah, that holding call was pretty bullshit, especially that happens like
I'd say Riley.
yeah.
Okay, Riley. Settle down.
Settle down.
Settle down.
Bacon, egg, and cheese.
I think that that holding call was stupid, and I mean that happens all the time in football. Like that's
Yeah.
not. That's I don't know.
Especially if you're playing physical the whole game.
It's a
You're allowing
play-by-play.
that shit all the whole
I don't know.
time.
Every play there's holding, man. I mean,
give my
refs
input.
are gonna the refs are gonna get you eventually. I mean,
But I
Yeah.
just keep going to like what the Eagles head coach Nick Sirianni said was the game is not won or lost on one play. Like they had
No,
opportunities to win the
exactly.
game. They had opportunities to
Exactly.
win the game and they didn't.
that's what I'm saying. You
Jalen
come in,
Hurts
you
fumble.
come in. Jalen Hurts, he played a pretty phenomenal game
Played
up
really
until that fumble that kind of I think switched the.
Yeah, but then they scored the next drive. Like
Yeah, but like that's the one touchdown they scored the entire
That's
second
true.
half. You can't do that against
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. You can't do it.
You also can't
You'll
give up
lose every
defensive
time.
touchdowns
Yeah,
to
you
Patrick Mahomes. Like
You also can't fumble the ball.
Silas,
like
stop.
that. You can't get out of the pocket. You can't fumble and give up that type of score like that.
I don't know. I think the NFL needs to get their shit together, though, with reffing, especially in the
Yeah.
last 3 minutes, because there's so many times where they're inconsistent with just reffing in general. Like, okay, I understand that was a holding call, correct? Mm-hmm. But if you're going to call that, you better call that hit against the Rams with the Saints. When that
Yeah.
Saints player destroyed when the Rams, what was
the
it?
Rams player
Destroyed the Saints player. Like, you better call that, and they let that play. There's been past things with the Niners, with the Raiders, with everyone will say that in the last 3 minutes with their team.
Every
they
team
always,
has one play.
Yeah, they always see one play or at least one or two plays where it's like that's a fucking holding or that's clearly PI or defensive holding, and they just called it. Which again,
I just don't know if you guys have
I
seen
don't
the
mind
clip
that.
with Joey Bosa when he talks about
Yeah.
reffing?
yeah,
I think something like that where it's like they needed to be held accountable
Yeah.
for a missed call like that because if they miss a call, shit out of luck. But then if Joey Bosa talks
nuts and
out
slams
about
his
it,
helmet, yeah, he
yeah,
gets
it's-
fined.
he's fined
Yeah.
$40,000
which
for
is
it. Like
dumb.
I think it should definitely go both ways, and I think just being held accountable would kind
think
of
it should
get
be
rid
re-
of some
I
of
def-
that
it's
stuff.
doable.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Like players get frustrated.
Mhm.
I mean, I'm sorry if it's
part of the
comes
game.
down to a clutch type of game, and it comes down to a play, and you're visibly getting a penalty against you. You're gonna be pissed off, and you're gonna shit talk the refs. But the refs got the power, no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
So if you shit talk them, oh, here comes a $30,000 fine. There you go, boom, you're done. Get out. Because he gets a massive penalty and he's on his way out. The coach just tell him to get off the thing.
Yeah.
And Keaton, I never played in high school. I actually sat the bench, so we'll clear the air on that.
I don't know. I think those calls specifically should be reviewable.
I did, but
Like especially with the
high school I didn't.
Saints hit against the Rams or whatever it was, Rams against the Saints.
It should be challengeable.
It should be definitely reviewable or challengeable. Now, a holding call like that, I don't think you can review that because it was holding. Like, let's be honest. You don't want to say that, but
He
it
did
was
admit,
holding.
the
which
guy
sucks.
admitted it.
Mm-hmm.
I
He
mean,
said
I'd
it.
be pissed as an Eagles fan because that's the softest call I've seen in a while, but it was holding.
Yeah, but the Eagles guy, even some of the Eagles players, I mean, Jason Kelsey came out and they're like, it's not on one play.
Yeah.
That's
Just
what I was
couldn't
saying.
get, he's
It's
like, we
just
couldn't get it done in the second half, which they didn't.
Mhm.
You can't give Patrick Mahomes that many plays. He damn near played perfect in the second half. He scored on every drive in the second half. There was a touchdown on every drive that the Chiefs had
Yeah.
offensively, and I think the Chiefs came out and they did what they needed to do. You can't like I said before, you can't just score one touchdown in the second half and call it good and think you're going to beat Patrick Mahomes.
I don't
It's
know.
not going to happen.
Specifically with that, I don't know. That holding call, to me, it's like you can't really review that because it is a holding call. But with a call like that Saints versus Rams game, like that has to be reviewable or challenged because you basically just gypped a team from going to the Super Bowl. Now, a game where it's like the Philly versus Chiefs game where it's like really close, back and forth, that call is made. If it's made, it's made. You can't review it. But if it's not made and someone wants to throw like a challenge flag, like you said, I think that should be an option in the NFL. At least in like the last 4 to 5 minutes in a
Like
game.
under 2 minutes,
Yeah,
you're
I like
allowed
that. Under
to
2 to 3 minutes, maybe even 4 if it's super close. I feel like you should be able to review or challenge it. But it's also
kinda like that
football,
take.
and that's like kind of getting into like the baseball thing where they're gonna have like computerized umpires instead of actually having like the person there calling it.
Yeah.
It's kind of just based off of where they see them or if they can frame it. And if a defender can frame it,
Yeah.
like they
That's
do almost
part-
every single time,
That's part of the game.
that's part
is
of the
like
game. It's natural, you know.
That
I think, I don't know. I mean, this can go. This goes for every sport. There's going to be plays that are just not going to be. They're not going to be seen, and people are going to complain. I mean,
Yeah.
you just have to roll with the punches. I mean, you're not going to get every call, and if it's a blatant call and like the refs see it and they see it clear as day, I mean, they have every right to call it. And if you have the team
That
that
is true.
the penalty's going against saying, yeah, it was a hold, then it's a hold. I mean, they're not going to call, like I said before, they're not going to call every penalty. There's going to be penalties that are happening on every play, but, you know, sometimes that's the way the cookie crumbles, unfortunately. So
Yo, Elbert, I didn't see the changes in the NWAC. If you'd enlighten me in those, that'd be dope.
Silas said, "Where would you put Mahomes in all-time QBs?"
I can't say anything about that.
Why?
It's not even a discussion.
I think it's 3.
Nope, it's a discussion. He's 4th.
No.
Who's above him?
Brady, Montana, Manning, him. I don't think it's
There's a
arguable.
lot.
I think that's a
Right there.
fire take.
I mean, he's not even
And I think
30.
he's better than Manning. I just don't think he's played long enough yet. And I think
That's
you could
where-
probably
that's where
make
I'm
the
getting. He
argument
hasn't
that he's
played
better
long
than
enough.
Montana.
Like I said, when you sent me that thing,
Skill-wise, at least.
the TikTok about him being with Brady as the Jordan and LeBron, and I'm just like, dude, he's done phenomenal. I love the kid. I think Patrick Mahomes is absolutely so much fun to watch. He's
He also
so
plays the
entertaining.
game the right way.
He plays the game smart. You see those shovel passes. You see those no-look passes. This is what quarterbacks got to do to innovate the game, and he's doing it. But I don't think there's a discussion yet.
Is that Patrick Mahomes or is that Andy Reid's play calling?
I think it's both. I think
No.
I mean I think
Patrick
Patrick
Mahomes
Mahomes is a freak in nature. I mean, if you watched him at Texas Tech in college, he was phenomenal there too. I mean, he made those type of plays in college too. He didn't really have the surrounding cast at Texas Tech. I think they had a few good seasons when he was there, but nothing too serious. But he's been doing this. I don't think I'm not going to rank him as a quarterback yet in the top because I don't think he's played long enough. But yeah,
How many Super Bowls does he have? 3?
just two. But he has won 2 Super Bowls.
Yeah,
in, like,
Keaton,
the
that's
last,
a great point, honestly. One was against us, so I remember that vividly, and this last one was pretty crazy, too.
Yeah.
I will say, though, the Eagles played pretty conservative in that second half. I think that
so,
they
too.
could have played better. And the Niners for sure played conservative. Kyle Shanahan choked on his own cock in that game.
I do.
Don't want to talk about that, but that was the truth.
That's what happened. But I just going back to the whole Super Bowl. I think it was a good Super Bowl.
Silas, did you see the video of Jackson Mahomes dancing behind Patrick Mahomes when he's talking about winning the Super Bowl? It's literally him like this. He's like,
Doing his dance.
and
That
Patrick
kid is-
Mahomes is like eyeballing him kind of from the side. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh my god, dude, could you
So
imagine
cringe.
being Patrick in that position?
You know that kid is a year younger than us. He's 22 years
Jackson?
old. Jackson is 22 years old. 22 years old. He is Yaya's age, and he's
He's a
dancing.
freak.
When
Like that.
when he danced on,
He's got way too much
Sean
fame for no
Taylor's-
reason, bro.
Sean
Sean Taylor.
Taylor's
Oh my
memorial.
God.
I was just like, dude, like, okay, I
That
get the
pissed me
TikTok
off so
and
much.
stuff. Cool, whatever floats your boat. But dude, you got to have some awareness. I mean, there's a
Or
whole
some
ass fucking
respect.
fucking thing around you.
It'd be one thing if like they didn't rope
You
it off or like it was just like a little
You
section
had
and he
to
like
duck
walked
your
over
head,
it.
your tall,
Yeah.
slender, fucking nematode from SpongeBob ass under the fucking rope
Wow.
just to do your little dancey dance
Tell us how you
For
really
what?
feel.
Yeah.
to catch some fucking fame from your brother.
I
Because that's
also
the
feel
only thing
like-
you're doing.
I feel like he does that shit because he knows it'll get clicks.
Oh, for
Because
sure.
he's,
Oh, yeah.
he's
100%.
Patrick
Which-
Mahomes' brother, dude.
Yeah.
Okay, I
It's
think
extremely annoying.
in comparing the two, I think with ball in his hands, I think Jackson Mahomes is way better.
Okay.
You mean balls?
Balls.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
With balls in his hand, Jackson's way better. He doesn't fumble with no balls.
Dude, Jackson
does that
Mahomes
say?
the type of guy that fucking dates Drake.
Okay. Jackson Mahomes the type of guy to do a snow angel and the confetti. Yeah, he is.
Throw it up in the air,
Patrick
stylist,
Mahomes'
and like
wife is in
dance
type of
under
like,
it and shit.
Oh my God! Look at him! Look at him!
I love how
doing
like
a
dude, there's
snow
a video
angel
of
with the
him
confetti.
taking like a video like this, and Patrick Mahomes right behind him. This is during the celebration, and you can just see that
Patrick Mahomes
he
is trying
literally
not to
just
look at him.
unentertained. Like he's trying not to look at the camera, and it's just fucking hilarious. I'm like, dude, this is great. Like your brother's just completely, just so pissed off.
I will
I'm not
say
gonna
though,
read
they're pretty quiet this season, or they were pretty quiet this season, which was nice. At least the fiance, wife, are they married now? I think they're
can't-
married, right?
They are married.
The wife was pretty quiet this year.
that. I can't
Now
read, dude.
Jackson, I
might
don't
need
know.
some glasses.
You know.
That is pretty far away, and it's not that big. So I will.
But yeah,
right?
I think Patrick Mahomes is fourth. And going back to the Super Bowl,
Fuck off, Keaton.
especially with calls like that and missed calls, yeah, I think you're right. Especially maybe in the playoffs. You know how like they changed the rules in the overtime where both teams get the ball now?
Mm-hmm.
I think that you should be able to review a play with 2 minutes left going into half and at the end of regulation. Especially if a play like the Saints player or the Rams player hitting the Saints player happens. Like and that's no call, like that's the worst call in history. And that might have another, or Drew Brees might have another ring if that's the case, if that actually is able to be reviewed and reversed. But it wasn't. And I think specifically with a call like the Chiefs versus Eagles call, I don't think you can change that though, because if you call that, it's like a holding call, like or not a holding call. It's like a fumble that they call fumble, but you can't see any evidence against it. So it's like, yep, it's a fumble no matter what. They don't have the evidence. Now, if you see them holding right there, and it's like, okay, like the Chiefs are like, oh, that's a hold, and it was no call, then that's up to the refs. And I think that could get pretty tough.
The only thing that concerns me about like reviewing replay or reviewing penalties is when you look at a replay, it looks like they're holding 100% of the time.
that's
But
true.
if you watch it live, they can do shit to where, like they could hold you, but make it look like they're not
Yeah.
actually holding you. Whereas like when you look at it on replay, it's like, oh, he's clearly grabbing him by the
And a
shoulder
second
pad.
looks like 10 seconds
Yes.
on replay.
And it
Also,
looks like he's
if
holding
that
him
was
forever.
the case, imagine the holding calls that would happen in the trenches that you'd want to challenge.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
like it would be 95% of the time that you could get a call from Nick Bosa, Joey Bosa,
Yeah.
Khalil Mack.
Because if you're on defense,
Garrett, like all these
under
elite
2
pass
minutes, you
rushers,
fucking
know?
throw
That's
the
all
challenge
time.
flag, and it's like, oh,
It's just a tough situation,
held.
honestly.
yeah.
Like I respect the hell out of the refs, but I also think that they should either get paid more, and it should be an all the time job where they get paid a good amount to do that, and it's not just during the football season, and they do like training on the off season, where it's like a full time job rather than just being kind of like a season thing. Or there needs to be something that's changed because there's
need to
been
be held
so many
accountable.
games lost. Yeah, exactly. Held accountable, maybe get fined, something, because there's been a lot of games lost recently, I think, from bad calls like that. Now, I don't think it was a bad call. I think that was a ticky-tacky call. Do you guys think it was a bad call? Because it
No.
was holding.
It was.
It was holding.
It was
now,
just-
if I'm an Eagles fan, I'm pissed. Like, that's the softest shit I've ever seen. But
Yeah.
it was holding.
I
Like,
mean,
if
it
you
was
wanna look
holding,
at it
but
like that, it was holding. But
so is
it was
like
really
everything
soft.
else
Yeah,
they do.
exactly. So I don't know. I also think all that script shit, all the script memes, the script writer memes, like I think that's also a meme. That's not true. But I will say, I think there might be a little bias towards some players like Patrick Mahomes,
Oh,
especially in a
1000%.
position like that where Patrick Mahomes, he broke his ankle. He's going to need surgery after this game. He twists his ankle, whatever the fuck happened to his ankle, and he's coming back and they lose on a no call like that. Like, imagine if Patrick Mahomes lost that because of a no call. Like, Goodell's not going to do that, you know? Like, he's not going to have it to the point where it's like, oh, our superstar player is going to lose because of one player or one play, excuse me. But now, if it was Jalen Hurts, does Jalen get that call? Is he well respected enough?
I think, okay, my thing with the script writing thing is I think there's a level of it where they do it in soccer and they've admitted it, where they'll hire certain or they'll assign certain refs to games knowing their tendencies, because all refs have certain tendencies in what they do, what they call more, what they call less. I think that they definitely put refs on like games that they want to be called in a certain way.
Yeah.
They do that in soccer where like someone's maybe more lenient on giving penalties, and I think they do that in a sense. They kind of, I mean, it's good for the game if Patrick Mahomes is the next Brady. Like if you have someone that's like LeBron, who's not really winning a lot of championships, you know. I mean, he's winning here and there. He's not winning everything. Like, no, I'm kidding. But yeah, I mean, I think it's good for the game to even get watchers. I mean, it's a Super Bowl. You're going to get a lot of watchers, but to keep people interested,
He's fun to watch.
I just think if roles were reversed, would Jalen Hurts get that call or not?
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean,
That is
you also
good-
have to
that's
look
a
at
good
Jalen
question.
Hurts. He's also kind of fun to watch.
He is.
Yeah, but he doesn't have
But
like
he doesn't have that household name that Patrick
Yeah.
Mahomes
He's
does.
close to.
This is what people tend to forget, boys, is the NFL is a fucking business.
Mm-hmm.
any sport is a business.
Goodell was probably in that fucking locker room during halftime with Mahomes. Here, buddy, pop these motherfucking
seriously,
pills. You ain't
bro.
gonna lose me any fucking money because that's what Goodell that's how he thinks. It's the NFL is a business. You know, you see these guys, these journeymen, these free agents. I mean, this is not like high school or college. They get cut because this is a fucking business.
Yeah.
So whoever's gonna bring in the most revenue, it could go into their favor. I'm not
sure.
saying that call was not what it was supposed to be called. I mean, it's kind of ticky tacky, but it is what it is. Super Bowl.
Yeah.
It's one of the biggest sports events ever. So I think things can go both ways. But
I really
like I
am
said,
curious
the
to
NFL
see
is a business.
what
It's a
they
business.
gave Patrick Mahomes or how many cortisone shots they gave him
Well, you
or what medicine they gave him and made him pop during halftime.
Toradol.
Because, dude, that man came out and he had like a 35-yard run. And he wasn't limping during the run. And he was outrunning defensive linemen, defensive edge rushers, linebackers. And I'm like sitting there like, dude, if your ankle's really fucked up, you're not outrunning an outside linebacker. Like,
Well,
that's
that-
not happening.
well, that's
And then
the
he got
thing.
up and he started limping again. I'm like, okay, that has to be pure adrenaline, or they just pumped a ton of shit into his ankle, which they probably did. But I'm curious to see what they pumped into his ankle and like if he'll need surgery or if it's like ligament tears or just a really bad sprain because it hasn't came out yet. I don't think
It's a high
right?
ankle sprain.
Was it? Does he need surgery at all or no?
Dude,
I
my
don't think
face
so.
is like completely covered.
Oh yeah,
oh
the camera
shit,
did
it keeps
stop.
falling. Oh shit, fuck.
I was
Silas.
noticing it like slowly going down, but I was like, oh, I can still see my face.
Keaton, what are the quotes from? It was offensive pass interference on Kittle. Did I say that or are you saying that?
I don't know. He's just trying to stir the pot.
Yeah, but I'm
Sure, it
curious
was
'cause
probably
I don't think it was
offensive
offensive pass
pass interference.
interference.
Ignore him.
Probably,
Silas,
yeah.
I like Silas' question.
I can't read the comments, so if you guys have one that's real good, just read out loud.
So Silas asked, "What are the thoughts of the Super Bowl field? Also, the grass is made from a lifelong Chiefs fan. ... Coincidence? Question mark.
I saw that about the
Horrible.
the field being they grew it for what, like the whole season?
2 years.
2 years. They grew this field.
2 years. $800,000.
Rolled it out every single day to get sunlight,
Yep.
just for it to be the shittiest field I've seen.
I
a
was
Super
gonna
Bowl
say,
be played
yeah.
on in a
Like,
while.
it didn't like
There was no pass rush. I've never seen a Super Bowl with that little pass rush. Like they were just in the pocket the whole time.
It's hard to argue that, like, oh yeah, the guy who made it was a lifelong Chiefs fan. Coincidence. Blah blah blah. The Chiefs also had to play on it. They also slipped. They also
Yeah, exactly.
like. I don't know.
Why would he purposely? I don't know. I think that's bullshit.
I think it's bullshit too.
I think
but
Silas
Players
is
want to
joking. but-
players want to play on grass.
100%.
Because the turf doesn't give, and that's how torn ACLs and other
1000%
injuries
yeah,
come.
agree.
exactly.
And I played on grass. You
It's a
slip no
lose-lose
matter
situation.
what. Don't
Yeah.
wish for something that you don't want to play on. It gets
Playing-
muddy. It gets fucking moist. It's gonna turn to shit.
I saw what happened with that grass. I saw a TikTok about it. Is
I saw that
because
too.
the moisture with it being an open dome
Yeah.
came in, and like the temperature difference, it created a lot of moisture on the field, which made it a lot slicker. Plus, there was a lot more paint on the field than they were used to because it was the Super Bowl.
Yep.
And so, like, just a combination of all those things, it made it more slick. Yes, there's no pass rush. Yes, they tried to switch cleats. I don't feel like it's a coincidence that the guy who made it was a Chiefs fan because he also, when they were making it 2 years ago, they didn't know if
They didn't know
Chiefs,
the Chiefs would be in
the
the
Chiefs were
Super
going to be
Bowl.
in it.
Yeah.
Also, the Chiefs had to play on the same goddamn field. Like,
Now, I will say, though, that definitely gave a benefit or an advantage to the Chiefs because the Eagles had 70 regular season sacks, which was third all time.
yes,
So if we're going to argue one side, I would say that it gave an advantage to the Chiefs, which
I agree.
is unfortunate, but I also don't think that was a deciding factor.
I mean,
like
it's-
you said, both teams had to play on it, so
It's the way it goes.
if that's the case, that's the
in
case.
my opinion, it's the way it goes.
All right, any final thoughts on the Super Bowl?
Rihanna's performance was pretty awesome.
What did
Yeah.
Keaton say? I can't
That was
see
a good
that.
performance.
That's fine.
Keaton said they wouldn't give Geno Smith the call because he is not a money name, but having Patrick Mahomes got the call
Gives more revenue, watchability, and every form of PR possible.
Yeah, I
That's
agree
what,
with
that's
that.
what we're saying. I definitely agree with that.
But
100%.
Geno Smith
But it could-
isn't even
but-
close to Patrick Mahomes, so that makes sense.
But like, I don't know. It could potentially go both ways.
I'm just playing, but no, I agree. I think the only other
falling again,
player
boys.
that could
Tilt
get
it
that
up.
is Joe Burrow, just because Joe Burrow is so marketable. I think Joe and Patrick Mahomes are really the only two quarterbacks right now that are marketable enough to get a call like that for views and money and stuff like that. Just because, like, Jalen Hurts is up there. Jalen Hurts was second at MVP voting, if I'm not wrong, correct?
Yeah.
And I don't think he gets that call. So I think only Joe and Patrick get that call just because they're marketable enough for that.
marketable
But-
outside of the game. Like
Yes, exactly.
in their
you see a
own
ton
way.
of commercials, Instagram posts about Joe Burrow, Patrick Mahomes, although Patrick Mahomes is beyond cringy on social
Yeah,
media.
he's good at football. Like that's
Oh,
that's his
man.
thing. Whereas Joe
And
is
Joe's
good
good
at
at
football,
football,
and
actually,
he
yeah.
has like swag too.
But yeah, some final thoughts. I thought Rihanna's performance was really cool too, honestly.
Yeah.
Now I will say the background dancers, they weren't doing
Marshmallows.
much for me.
They look like
They always
marshmallows
do
out
though.
there.
Every Super Bowl
I mean, they were just
background
throwing
dancer.
their hands like they were an eighth
Put them
grade
on the
cheerleader.
fucking campfire, dude. Give me a chocolate and some fucking graham crackers. They look like a bunch of fucking
You
marshmallows.
need some more
out
of
there.
that.
How much did they get paid for swinging their arms around for fucking 15 minutes?
I don't know. Some of the dance moves were cool though, I'll admit. But like, I'd
But,
say
like, remember the
60% of
Sharks?
them were pretty bad. They're just throwing their hands around like they're an eighth grade
There's
cheerleader.
50 grand.
I'm like, dude, what? But it was a good performance. I liked
Yeah,
it.
no, I like the Super Bowl.
Oh, I think Drake's gonna be next, boys.
no, he's not.
No, I heard that. Seriously.
No, I heard that too. No,
Yeah.
Zach's not capping.
I actually heard that.
Well,
That'd be fire.
there's going to be multiple injuries, maybe a casualty.
Oh my!
Bets are going to be lost. I mean, shit. The whole world might fucking just
Explode.
die off.
Crumble. Yeah.
Just like
Die
Ohio.
off.
Die off.
Anyways,
That'd be funny.
The whole world might just die off.
That's funny. All right. Well,
Because Drake's
I got a cool over underrated little question here.
Let's go.
We're gonna
Switch gear a
do
little bit.
over underrated, and for those of you watching that don't know, over underrated is I'm gonna give a topic, and everyone's gonna give one overrated thing and one underrated thing, and the person to the right is gonna give one word to describe. So say Cody gives it, Zach's gonna give one word to describe Cody's answer. This week's topic is gonna be Boise pizza restaurants.
Oh shit.
So
Oh fuck! I
Okay.
don't know if I know.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah, so you gotta really think. Give one overrated, give one underrated.
Okay, hold on.
I think I got it.
I know. I kind of want to look.
If you guys got to think a little bit, I can give mine first. I don't know. I think Boise's got a good amount of pizza restaurants. And the thing with over underrated is I think there's plenty of places that are properly rated. But there's some that are underrated. And like underrated is really like based off of us and kind of what we don't really go to enough. kind of
Real
thing.
quick,
Yeah,
are we
exactly.
doing just anything like from Idaho Pizza Company to restaurants
Yeah.
that are main pizza?
Yeah. Like, I mean, I wouldn't classify like Papa Joe's.
Domino's or whatever. Yeah.
I wouldn't put Papa
Okay.
Joe's as one.
Oh, I was gonna
fuck.
say Papa Joe's.
Were you really?
Yeah, it was overrated.
Why?
I don't know.
No.
So I think it's
It wasn't
Silas
great
and Keaton.
pizza, but
Silas and Keaton, I think, are the
Anthony
two people
also
in the chat
thinks
right
it
now.
was the worst thing since fucking.
Pie hole
Dirt.
is goat. Pie hole while crunked is goat. That is true.
Yeah, you ain't wrong.
I would give it a properly rated, but my two, one underrated one. I'll give a little backstory here. I was really hungry. This is before like alcohol was in my life. But I was downtown and it was like middle of the day, and I was just really hungry. And I stumbled upon Wise Guys Pizzeria.
Is that the one across from Silly?
Yep,
Dude, I've been wanting to go in there.
that is underrated for me at least.
Is it?
I don't go there
God, I
enough.
wanna go
I
there.
need to. It is really good pizza. I think the fact that I was really hungry that day
Played a factor.
played a
Skewed your
factor.
judgment.
But it was really good. Another one is Guido's on 9th Street.
Dude. Yeah, Guido's.
Guido's is good. But yeah, my underrated is Wise Guys. My overrated,
I'm struggling right now.
what's someone everyone talks about that they love?
I thought you were gonna go with it.
Honestly, I mean, okay, I really like their pizza, but I don't think it's just up there for my pizza loving ass. I'm gonna say the Wilder.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. I
That's
love the Wilder,
correct.
but
It's
if
just
you don't like the burnt crust,
Yo, man,
I think
really?
it's a bit overrated.
I still haven't had the
Shit.
Yaya pizza from Wilder. I've
yeah.
never been to Wilder, so
Dude,
Really?
I think the Wild that was gonna be.
You're
well, I
underrated?
was thinking about it being one of mine, but dude, I think the Wilder's gas.
I mean, yeah, it's good. It's
Dude, I
pizza.
can't
Pizza
remember.
is always
Oh.
good, even if it's bad. Fucking, it's Pie Hole. I mean, another one, great. Papa's Pizzeria,
It's
great
good.
game.
They just closed down the service
Yeah,
for that,
yeah,
actually.
What would you?
Yeah.
So, what's your one word to describe?
My one
your
word
picks?
to describe Sean's picks is fire.
Hmm.
I don't know. I just think it's kind
Fire.
of fire.
All right.
So my
Oh.
overrated pick
Mm-hmm.
for pizza places in Boise. Sorry, fellas, I'm going with it, but Pie Hole is overrated
Yeah,
in my opinion.
That's fair.
Kind of the easy out, but I don't know. I just feel like
yeah.
it's overrated.
No, it is.
Underrated. I feel like people don't talk about it enough. Is Idaho Pizza Company.
Interesting.
I know
we
they're
know
kind of
someone.
like classics of like Boise area, but like I just like their ranch and
Yeah.
I like the
Can't
doughy
remember what it was called.
pizza crust, and they
Yeah.
have like a good crust. I don't know.
I think Idaho Pizza Company is good. I think we know someone that orders it too much, and I think that's skewing our judgment.
It's not skewing my judgment. I already had. Well, I'll say it when it
Is
gets
it
to
the
my
little
turn.
midget?
Wow.
Did you gave your both right? So
Yeah.
Cody,
I would think your pick kind of mid.
Dude, I was just about to say that. I felt like they were
Kinda
kind of mid, but
Kind
like
of mid.
I don't know.
Like, okay, the pie hole, 100% accurate. But kind of the cop out. I mean, it's not a good pie when you're sober. It's just not.
No.
And then Idaho Pizza Company, I disagree. But,
why?
Yeah, why?
I mean, it's Round Table, but they just bought
Round
out the
Table's
recipe.
gas.
I think Round Table's good, but I think it's just ordinary pizza. It's just same old pizza you can get at
You
any
get the fucking
any type of those any one of those
this is
type
it.
of
Let's
restaurants
go.
that have that type of pizza. I think Round Table's just it's a household name. It's good pie, but I don't think it's up there for just extraordinarily underrated. I think it's properly rated in the fact that it's a good pizza, but I'm not going to sit here and say like I had it growing up all the time. Like it's the same thing. Idaho Pizza Company, Round Table is the same thing. Whoever bought out who, the recipe, whatever. It's the same. It's good.
I
but
guess that's why you said
I-
mid. That makes sense.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like I it's not that I don't like it. I'm not gonna highly rate it like that.
One thing I do miss about California is Round Table and Togo's. So
Mhm.
Okay,
that's
Togo's
why it
is
skews
fire.
me. Yeah.
Togo's is fire.
Round Table is
Zach,
Yeah.
pretty good.
Oh no, he has to give
Oh,
his.
He has
gotcha.
to give his
Um,
opinions.
Overrated, I would say.
And you can use his too.
I would say Idaho Pizza Company. I'm not a huge fan of it. Like just being honest.
But
with
you'll
you. I
steal it
think
from Anthony.
Yeah.
I've never stolen his pizza. Never, not once.
Yeah, but you'll ask for a slice.
And he
Along
will,
with his
he will-
Coca-Cola
he will
can.
gladly decline. That man's
That you
selfish.
say you don't like Coca-Cola.
I drink Coca-Cola for the sheer sugar and
There we go.
caffeine that it'll give me
Zach,
just like
once
that.
again,
It tastes
just
like shit.
fucking stirring it up.
But Idaho Pizza
Cody,
Company,
there's
I
something
think
about the ranch that is just
the ranch
makes
is
it
gas.
slap.
It's gas. It's good pizza, but
It's
I don't
grass.
think it's.
It's
I
grass.
think it's properly rated. I don't think it's anything too
Ooh.
Mountain
extraordinary
Mike's
or
is
out of
fire, Keaton.
the ordinary with taste or anything that makes
Mountain
it special.
Mike's. What's Mountain Mike's?
Mountain
Oh,
Mike's is
dude.
a Cali.
Yeah.
I would
Best
say
pepperonis in
overrated
the
would be
game.
Idaho Pizza Company.
Another one.
like I
Oh,
said,
I'll let Zach go,
good.
but I'll name another one honorable mention.
It's great.
I wanna. Yeah, I have an honorable
Um,
mention as well.
I would say underrated.
Oh.
Dude, I gotta say, fuck, what's that place downtown? Mods.
Oh
Mod.
yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
very,
Forgot about
very,
Mod.
very, very
Yeah.
underrated.
That was one
I
of my
think-
honorable mentions.
That's fire.
Cody takes pizza and shampoo. Cool.
Well, Keaton, you take a lot more than pizza and shampoo.
Yeah. If we're gonna talk about stealing,
Who
Keaton,
takes what
yeah.
here?
Cody takes pizza
Now-
and shampoo. Oh.
Actually, never mind.
Oh, dude, that's
Anyways,
a good one.
moving on.
But yeah, like I said, I think
Mod.
That's a good. Those are
Mod
good. Yeah.
is very.
You can customize that shit too.
Yeah, and like I think my two picks, people could definitely say that it's not the greatest. I mean, people like Idaho Pizza Company. I'm not dissing it. I think it's good, but I don't think it's like. I honestly like Mod better. To be honest with you, I like Mod better.
That's not a
than
bad
Idaho Pizza
take.
Company. I think Mod has a lot more flavor and more options to customize, and
Mine is almost
Do what your
fast food
pizza-
pizza though.
I think it's the same quality as anywhere. To be honest with you, I think it's
That's
fire
fair.
quality. I think you can make so many different pizzas and so many different combinations. It's insane. I'm not saying like the traditional pepperoni or cheese is not good because Idaho Pizza Company does it very well. I like their pizza. I'm just like I'm not too like
Yeah, it's overrated, underrated. It doesn't
Yeah.
mean they're bad.
yeah. It's
It
just
just
like,
means they're
you know,
overhyped.
Yeah.
Zach, what's your
Thoughtful.
opinion?
Thoughtful.
That was thoughtful.
Yeah.
I don't like the Idaho Pizza Company take, but I also don't think it's like very good. I would say it's almost mid, but I don't think it's overrated. Now,
I would just say it's properly rated.
yeah, same here. For
That's why I
mine,
said mid.
I'm gonna go with underrated Tony's Pizzeria downtown. I've had that once, and I think that was the best pizza I've had in Boise.
Dude, a lot
It's
of
the
these
one near
places
the
I gotta
Egyptian
try.
Theater. It's on the side here. You can sit outside
Oh, I
or
know
inside.
what you're
Not very
talking
much
about.
seating. Very good.
Yeah, tiny little.
Yep. And then
Oh my
for
god, I have a ton.
underrated.
Oh, you said that was overrated.
Yeah, I said that for overrated.
Okay.
And then for underrated, I literally just forgot what I was gonna say. Hold on. No, Red Bench was my honorable mention.
Dude, that was my honorable mention.
That place
That's
was
actually
fire,
where-
and that's where this idea started.
Red
Yeah,
Bench
the
is
thought of
so
this
good.
podcast was literally me, Keaton, Yaya, Cody, and Zach. We were there, and we were like, "Dude, we should start a podcast."
Well, we started telling stories and shit.
Yeah.
About what? I have no idea. But then we were like, this
Just
would be
random
funny.
shit. Yeah.
And then Keaton was like, I thought about wanting to do a podcast forever. And I was like, well, I have the shit to do it.
Oh,
so then
Smoky Mountain Pizzeria.
Yes.
That's my
Oh,
underrated.
yeah.
Dude,
Or-
that place is gas.
Never had it.
Wait,
but-
wait,
You ever had Smoky Mountain?
That's
but
excuse me.
here's the
Excuse
thing
me.
is like
I fucked up those ratings. I was saying that that's overrated.
Wait, what is?
Smoky Mountain.
What?
The place downtown is underrated.
Really?
Yeah.
Zach, why are you so confusing?
Well, I said it was my favorite pizza in Boise, so I think
See,
I said it was underrated to begin with, but then I just called that one underrated too. So the
Why do
first
you
one
put-
was underrated, the second one was overrated,
yeah. a
and
lot
then
of
my
the-
honorable mention was Red Bench.
Red Bench.
Okay,
Yeah, Red Bench is good.
so
Red
good.
Bench was really good.
Yeah.
That was my honorable mention.
My other honorable mention was Flying Pie. I really like.
Flying Pie.
It's my
Yeah.
favorite.
Oh,
that
dude,
that
I
one's
think,
just
yeah,
properly
Flying
rated.
Pie's
That one's
Very
amazing.
good pizza.
Really good,
Um,
consistent
Solid,
too, which
consistent,
is nice.
dude. It never loses that fire taste.
It
that
is a
has.
bit
It's so good.
expensive,
I think it's good.
but what pizza is?
Yeah. Yeah, pizza can be expensive.
Especially
It's
downtown.
cheap.
A lot
The
of these
Wilder
places
is
that you guys
dumb
are-
expensive.
Are mentioning I've never had. Like, what's that place that you said in the beginning, Louis?
Guidos?
Wise guys.
place is
Guidos
really
haven't
good, too.
had.
Guidos.
Dude, they have huge
Smoky,
guess
pizza
what?
Smoky
slices.
Mountain
Huge.
never had.
Yeah,
and
it's like
Have you
Davis,
had a slice there? It's
shout
like-
out Davis is the one who told me about Smoky Mountain being good because I pass it all the time. And I'm like, God, that place got to have a greasy.
Oh, dude, the one time
taste,
I
good
had
taste
it.
to it. And
Smoky
then,
Mountain's fire. It
Also,
wasn't
that
great.
place that you mentioned, and then have you guys heard or seen that place by the skate park? That little pizza place right
Oh,
under the
yes.
fucking thing. I went to DoorDash there, dude. Small little fucking pizzeria, but it smelled amazing.
So there's
And
this
I've never tried it, and I
there's
want to
this-
try that place so bad.
fire pizza place in Nampa, downtown Nampa,
Oh yeah,
Little Italy.
yeah, I've heard of it.
And it is like the most authentic like Italian pizza that you could probably get here.
Okay.
It is gas. I feel like we should
Let's
go
try it.
review. I think it'd be dope.
So Cody and I kind of talked about this yesterday. Yeah,
Yeah, it
Guidos
is
is
fire.
fire.
We should
Um,
try it.
Oh,
Dude,
I
Mexican
gotta
pizza.
try these places, boys. I
So-
haven't tried them.
Cody, I'll go on that.
We should try it. Yeah, I'd be down.
Me and Cody
Okay.
talked about yesterday about going downtown and just like pizza, like bar hopping, but pizza restaurants. And I take my camera and we go with Cody. And
Oh.
Dave Portnoy, who?
yeah,
my
Hold on.
Not
one slice per place.
yeah, just
Oh,
not
that's lit. I'm down.
not like a
I'm
not
down.
like a It wouldn't be like copying Dave. It would just be
Before
like
every time we say "fuck you, Dave Portnoy," you suck cock.
no, he
Before
doesn't.
we eat the pizza.
I fuck with him.
6 bites. Everyone knows the rules.
Yeah,
Nah, Dave Portnoy's
Like,
a
dude,
rat.
it's never one bite.
He's a
What?
rat.
But
he's a rat for what?
Dude, he's just not a good person.
How?
What?
Do you know
Dude,
him?
you seen all the stuff that he's been exposed about?
Do you know if that's real?
I don't know. Just assuming.
So
So you're gonna make an
People
ass
assume-
out of you and
people
me?
assume all the time.
yeah, but it doesn't make him a bad person because someone lied.
now,
Yeah,
if
but
you
they're not
assume like
lying.
Andrew Tate was a bad person, then
I didn't
maybe.
think,
But
I never said he was a bad person.
all right, on to the next one.
That is a topic
yeah.
for a different pod.
But yeah,
Look at that.
we're gonna kind of do some of that stuff in the future. Just more little clips. We'll show them on here, post them on YouTube too. But yeah, I think that's most of
We should go to
everything.
campus on a busy day. Just ask people random shit,
Yeah, it'd be fun.
or just like
I think we should just
a
split
random
up.
day where we do that, or like
Yeah.
go downtown and do it as well. I'd be down
If
for
we do
that.
the
But
pizza thing, we got to
that's
do it
sick.
during the
That's
day.
lit. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm down tomorrow. I'm off. Well, I don't work tomorrow, so
I could do it. I could actually do it tomorrow too.
Cool.
I don't have class till 4:30.
sweet.
We could probably work it out.
But now we're gonna move on to our playoff picture. So what I did earlier today, I sent y'all some links of basically what the
Pornhub.com. Sorry, the other links.
Okay.
the links to
Sexy MILFs in Boise.
yeah, that too. I get those on my email.
Cougars
But no,
around you.
the playoff picture for each, well, not each, but two sports. We're going to have, whoa, hello.
Oh, what the fuck?
Hold on, technical difficulties.
Oh,
I'll
this
keep
guy
explaining.
stinks.
But yeah, so we're going to look at NBA playoff picture and NHL playoff picture. Just kind of give our little thoughts as to what is the dealio right now, because I mean it could shake up, but just our initial thoughts of what it's going to be right now. I know some hot teams on both sides of the, not really, I mean I only know hockey and I'm not going to pretend like I know NBA, but yeah, we're going to pull that up, see the playoff picture. Let's do NBA first. Sorry, this guy, your new producer. Anyone out there?
Candies?
Yeah.
Dude, Skull Candies might be the worst earbuds ever created.
Yep, that's why I gave them to you.
Thank you.
I took these ones.
Appreciate
That's
it.
why
My
I
small
gave it to you.
earlobes.
Crazy transition.
Definitely needed the
Silas,
small fucking
zip it,
earbuds
you
too.
fucking shitter. All right, bet. What's good? NBA.
Alright.
Shit.
Can y'all see this?
Scroll
Okay.
down a little bit. Okay, yeah. So go back to the top. All right, so Eastern Conference, we'll start at that off. First matchup, we got Boston up against Atlanta, if it started right now, again. What do you guys
Just say
think?
disputed Boston here.
What?
Can we just say a disputed Boston here? Like I feel like
Yeah,
all of us.
this
are
is
gonna
not
say
need to be
Boston
talked
here.
about. Milwaukee, Miami, I think that's Giannis, another. Is that disputed?
I think it's be closer than everyone thinks, because Jimmy's him in the
That's
playoffs.
Playoffs, yeah.
I think Milwaukee wins though.
I don't know if you guys can see this, but it shows when they played too.
Oh, that's
Miami
cool.
beat them
All 3 times?
Yeah,
two out of the 3 times.
That's a tough matchup for them.
Damn.
Just saying.
Interesting. Wait, are you sure?
Yeah.
They beat them all 3 times. Oh,
they
no,
did?
no, sorry.
Milwaukee won,
I didn't see that
123.
I
last
don't know
one.
if you guys watched the playoffs last year too, but Jimmy Butler
Popped off.
averaged 27.4 points, 7.4 rebounds, and 4.6 assists in 17 games in the 2022 playoffs.
That's correct.
So, I think that's definitely a close series, but I don't see them beating Milwaukee. So I'm gonna go Milwaukee in 6.
Damn. All right, so next one is Philadelphia and New York Knicks. 76ers are 38-19. The Knicks are 33-27.
I'm gonna go Philly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
I don't
Embiid
see
pops
how
off
Philly
this.
loses that.
Dude,
Yeah.
Embiid might win the MVP.
Yeah, he's a dog.
As much as I hate to say it as a Nuggets fan
Mhm.
and like a Jokic fan, there's a chance he could win the MVP.
Hmm.
Just saying.
Jokic back to back is still in the equation too, which is
That's
crazy.
gross that he could win
First
3
time
MVPs.
since was it Larry?
I think so.
I
But
think it's
like,
the first time since Larry Bird.
this shit is insane.
Their current series is 2-2, tied right now. Cleveland and Brooklyn. Whoa. Cleveland and Brooklyn.
Yeah, Larry Bird did it in 1984 to 1986, and he's the last person to do it.
Well, Brooklyn just lost like their whole team, so. I don't
Yeah,
know.
but Cam Thomas is popping off. He had like 3 straight games of 40 plus points.
I have no idea who that is.
Cam Thomas, dude, he's
LSU kid.
he's
Just saying.
fire.
LSU
Yeah.
Rook, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
best player
What,
in the
he's
NBA.
dog.
what number is he, Cody?
97, maybe.
I'm gonna take Cleveland in that as well.
23.
Yeah, I'm
Donovan
gonna take
Mitchell's on a tear.
Yeah, I'll put Cleveland. I think that's the end of, yeah.
Damn, we picked no upsets.
Lottery
Who are we?
bound. Western Conference, we got Denver and Minnesota.
See, the hard part about
Minnesota.
the hard part
Minnesota!
about this, though, is there's a play-in round, correct?
Oh man.
Is there?
Yeah, there's a play-in round for the NBA.
Oh, that's so weird.
So these teams could make the 8th seed, I believe is how it works.
Not Golden State.
I mean, they're on the bubble.
Gold State's
Too bad we
ninth,
don't have
buddy.
Keaton here to talk sports because
They're
you
not
know all
gonna-
this shit.
Zach, they're not going to make it.
Yeah, don't be sick,
They're
loser.
ninth though right now without Steph.
Let's be honest.
I don't know. Denver against the Warriors could be a pretty good series, but
This
I don't
is
know.
as
The
of
Warriors
right now.
have been really inconsistent. I think Denver sweeps Minnesota, but
I think
against
so too.
but against the Warriors, I think it's a close series. But
If Steph
we're too
plays.
inconsistent, so
No bias there, though.
I'm gonna give Denver. No, Minnesota. If we played Minnesota right now, I think we would win in 6 or 5 as well. So I'm gonna go to Denver though.
Denver. Same.
Next one is Memphis and New Orleans.
I like
God,
New
I
Orleans.
want New Orleans to win, man. Fuck Memphis.
I'm picking New Orleans.
No,
What
I'm
is
I'm
gonna
gonna
the-
pick New Orleans because I do
what is
not
this series
like,
right now?
What's his face?
John
Grizzlies
Morant?
When they
lead 2-1.
No,
Have
I
they
like
been
John
pretty
Morant.
close?
Can't do that. Can't do
Memphis has won
Dude,
2 of the
he's-
3.
Pretty
he's
handily too,
he's
eh?
a booty talker,
From what
bro.
I'm looking at.
Yeah, but the home
Talks out of his
team.
ass.
The home team has won all the games they've
No.
played.
John Morant,
Interesting.
I don't know. He jaws,
Oh, dude.
he talks shit, and
Might-
then he gets shut
might
up
pull
real
up.
quick. Talks
He's
shit
got-
about the Warriors, and he came in and he fucking lost.
He's
Dude,
got
this
steppers behind
next
him, though.
matchup is crazy.
The Sacramento Kings
What did
and
you
the
say?
Crazy.
He's got
Dallas-
steppers behind him, though.
Okay, who we picking though? I think this is
Oh
tough.
yeah, dude, he's got steppers.
Yeah, he's got some people behind his back.
I don't know.
think
Is
he's-
Shannon Sharp
Zion
would've
injured
mopped
right
the
now, or is he
floor with
healthy?
Who?
Zion?
Injured.
He's injured.
I
Yeah.
love when I
Intel?
love how he
Yep.
came out and he's
A
like,
couple weeks.
John Morant, you ain't nothing like that.
So, next matchup, we got Sacramento Kings, Dallas Mavericks.
Got to give it to Sacramento.
Dude,
Gotta give
Really?
it to 'em.
No.
I'm
Mavericks.
going with Sacramento. Dude, this is the first time they've been good
Yeah,
in a
dude.
while.
I want Sacramento to win so bad,
I think
but
they're going to.
No, fuck
dude, Luca right now,
Luka.
disgusting.
Luka.
Kyrie has had 11 straight games to 20-plus points.
Luca.
We'll see.
That's all you need to say.
Yeah,
See.
Luka.
Luca.
Luca in the playoffs.
And
too.
Sacramento is
I'm getting
really young. Really young.
I'm gonna
Now
give
I
it
do
Sac
love
here.
Sacramento, but
I just like
Luka.
Sacramento being in that matchup. I think that's pretty cool seeing them in the playoffs
All
like
right,
that.
and
yeah,
then
this is pretty
Phoenix
easy to me
with
too.
a new KD, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Phoenix with the KD and the Clippers.
I'm taking Phoenix.
Yeah,
I
I'm
don't
taking
think
Phoenix
it's
too.
possible, man, for the Clippers to win.
The Clippers
Yeah.
are just not.
As long as
Clippers
KD
just
plays
win it
how
all day
KD
long.
usually plays, I think it's GG's.
I agree. Miles Bridges.
45 for Boston today, or for Brooklyn.
Brooklyn.
Jesus.
Damn. Joke is going to
Tells
have
him,
the
man.
best team in the East. Yeah. Cool.
What did Keaton say? Jokic is what?
Him.
I see.
He is him.
Oh shit.
What do you say? Miles Bridges. I don't know.
Oh my
Dude.
god.
I don't know if that picked
Sound
up
like a
though.
fucking
We got our
trumpet.
mics kind of in check now. Let us know in the chat if you heard that fart from Cody. It's a nasty wet fart. All right, NHL
Whatever you want,
playoffs.
man.
I know me and Cody can kind of
Yeah, I
take the lead on this.
Don't do that, dog.
So this is in the West right now. Currently, as it stands,
Where are the
we got-
Sharks?
Okay. We got Dallas and Minnesota up.
Minnesota.
Dallas and Minnesota in that first series. I think Dallas is going to
I'm
take
taking
that.
Dallas for sure.
Yeah.
Keaton, can we save this for next week? This would be my segment.
Sorry, dude. Don't get sick.
We had it planned for you to come
Yeah.
this week.
I mean,
I
we
would say
could talk
Dallas.
about it again.
Yeah. I mean, I think, in a couple months or next
Shouldn't
month.
eat that
Yeah.
ground turkey, man.
Once it
do
gets
another-
closer to the
Minnesota.
actual playoffs game, we can
Yeah.
talk about it
No,
again.
we'll keep doing this.
We'll recap.
Yeah.
Before we continue, though, can you tell us the rankings of these? Because I can't see the rankings for these teams.
Yeah, I can't.
It's
see.
can
the
you
same-
zoom in or no?
Same as NBA.
So
1 to
8,
8.
2, 7.
Okay.
Yeah.
3,
3,
6.
6, 4, 5.
4, 5.
Yeah, I think Dallas is taking that. They're hot. I think they lost.
Yeah.
They lost to
Dallas,
the Bruins
from what I heard
yesterday.
from
I
You
believe
guys
Dallas
talking
is still
is
5 or
probably
5th or 6th
one of
in
the better
league,
teams,
if I'm
so
not mistaken.
I'm going to go Dallas. This second one, though,
Um,
it's kind of interesting because Colorado's getting healthy and hot at the right time.
Going with
So Dallas
the
is 7th in the league.
Avs, bro.
Me too, bro.
I think
They're 7th in the league entirely, though.
I think Dallas is going to take that for sure. I think Minnesota's just too inconsistent in my opinion.
Yeah, that's fair.
I think we'll get to the East Conference, but East Conference is fucking
They're loaded,
insanely.
right?
Yeah,
it's
they're
gonna
loaded
be
to the
pretty
max.
crazy.
If you're in the East Conference, if you're not, clearly, 1 through 6 is all East Coast teams.
Mm.
It's pretty nuts.
So yeah, Dallas, Minnesota. We got Dallas on that. Winnipeg, Colorado. That's a good one.
Uh,
Winnipeg is a good team this year, but I don't know if Colorado starts getting
Yeah,
healthy. They're fucking.
Not
Good
only are
team.
they getting healthy, I've kind of watched a little
Yeah.
bit more. They're getting healthy, and they also know how to win.
Yeah,
They won it last year.
Yeah,
They've
that's
been
true.
in the
They've been there.
spot.
Yeah.
They know what it takes.
Winnipeg, yeah.
I just think that it has to add for something.
Now this next series is interesting.
Dude, if you're not going with Connor McDavid,
I
and
don't
the
know,
Edmonton
man. They never win in the
Oilers-
playoffs, bro.
Winnipeg and
They don't win much in the playoffs.
Colorado.
What?
I don't know. I watched Winnipeg a few times this season, and they're all right, but they're kind of inconsistent, man. They'll come out, they'll win a game, and they'll lose to like a bottom 10 squad, and then you're like, what the fuck? Colorado, I kind of forgot that they're getting their players back, and they won last year, and a lot of those guys are still around, and they got a loaded roster
Yeah.
when they're fucking healthy.
No, they've
So
got.
I think,
What
I
is
think
Colorado right
takes
now?
that, but I think it's going to be a good series. I think it'll be a back and forth because you're kind of be curious to see how Colorado kind of comes out if they do make the playoffs with the guys that they didn't really have this season. Kind of seeing how they play together.
The fact they were that injured and they're still
You
so
still
what,
made the playoffs.
fourth,
Yeah.
second,
yeah.
seventh. You said
7th, yeah.
but
Still,
still,
though,
to make the playoffs.
But I want to say they're.
And they've had some major injuries.
I think they're on the bubble right now. Yeah, they're on the bubble right now they're in the wild card.
How are they on the bubble if they're 7th?
Well, they're on the wild card.
They're in the
Oh,
race.
I
right
see.
now.
And the
Gotcha.
race isn't too big. The East Coast wild card's pretty
We'll get there though.
tight. But yeah, Vegas, Edmonton. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I know they haven't done much, and McDavid and Draisaitl are pretty much their only. I think Edmonton has to make a large move at the deadline because they need to get someone else to help those two.
Yes,
Evander
they do.
Kane
Yes,
just
they
got
do.
back, and I think they're gonna start
A
winning again.
defender. Or even a
Um,
goaltending.
I want to see Evander Kane play some fucking more hockey instead of just going out there and they're saying a lot this season. He's just going out there and fucking
Yeah.
taking penalties.
They need a
fighting.
defender or a goaltender.
And there's some guys like
You know
in
who
these
they
comments
need?
that they're posting. They're like, dude, where is Evander Kane? Like, why isn't he playing? Like, he needs to be playing more hockey rather than just going out there and just
Yeah.
trying to.
Fighting people.
I don't know how likely this is, but if they are somehow able to get Erik Karlsson from the Sharks, I think Edmonton is going a long way.
That'd be
in the
crazy.
playoffs. Someone that can send it up to McDavid
Are
and
there any
Draisaitl.
goaltenders that are on the trade block?
I don't think so.
Because their
no.
goaltender's kind of ass, right?
Yeah, it's very the West Coast goaltending is
I
not.
feel like they should definitely go for a good
I don't know,
defender
man.
or a goaltender.
yeah,
I think Edmonton.
Just 'cause
yeah,
their
the
offense
trade
is
deadline. I kind of
taken
forgot
care of.
about that. If they were to pick up Erik Karlsson, like Edmonton is going to be fucking filthy.
yeah.
Vegas, I think Vegas is good. They're always one of those top teams, but the problem is they go to the playoffs and then
Oh,
they don't end up going. They don't end up what?
Didn't they win?
No,
No.
Or
they
did
went to
get
the
there?
Stanley Cup final. Yeah, their
they got there.
second
Yeah, they got
season
there,
or their
but
first?
they-
No, it was their first season.
It was their first
Who'd
season.
they lose to again?
God, I don't know.
St. Louis.
I think it was St. Louis.
Yeah.
Blues. But yeah, Vegas just
Or
goes
Pittsburgh.
and they don't do much in the playoffs. And I don't think they have really a lot of guys that stand out there. Like,
Where Vegas?
Yeah.
And they got Jack Eichel. They got what's his name? Their captain Mark Stone just went out. He's out for the
Mark Stone's
season.
pretty good. We were
Which is a
talking about
big
these
hit.
plug teams kind of having like, or not these plug teams, but these newer like Vegas and Seattle and some of these
Yeah.
teams kind of having not as much
Like
of that
bring up.
starstruck, that big star on
Yeah.
that team.
Yeah,
They have
Mark
guys
Stone
that
was
can
their
play
guy.
hockey.
I mean, they got getting Jack Eichel was pretty big for them.
Yeah.
Now I don't know how good he's been doing with them.
Yeah.
But
Did they recently get him?
yeah, they got him either in the off season or beginning of this season.
Gotcha.
Or it was within the year. But yeah, honestly, I mean, if Edmonton makes a big move in the trade deadline, not Erik Karlsson, but just anyone like an offensive defenseman that can get the
that
puck.
can complement
Yeah.
David. you
Yeah,
know?
get the puck up to them.
Yeah.
I think that they can be unstoppable
Yeah.
in the playoffs.
I
Maybe
think-
not against the East Coast teams, but I think they can make
At
a run
least can
for
make
it.
a run.
Vegas, I think Vegas is decent, but I don't think they're that hot, flashy team.
No.
I think they're just good
And-
because they
yeah.
have a good hockey team, but they're not out there with some massive star, however you look at it. But they
Yeah.
kind of just never really. They got to that Stanley Cup their first year, and then after it was just kind of like, okay. we're
Yeah, I mean they've
losing.
made the playoffs a lot, but
Yeah, they made the playoffs a good amount. I
So,
think
so
pretty much
far we have Dallas.
every year since
Colorado,
they're a team, right? Since they
and then
became a team,
Edmonton.
they've made the playoffs every year. I think.
What?
Vegas has made the
Yeah.
playoffs every year, so you got to give them credit there because they have the experience. But I don't know, man. I'm a little shaky on Vegas, but I'm also shaky on Edmonton. I think that can go both ways. But if Edmonton gets somebody before the draft or the trade deadline, I think Edmonton could definitely pull away in that series against Vegas.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna take Edmonton.
Mhm.
I don't know about you guys.
Yeah.
But next one, Los Angeles and Seattle. Seattle's been on a bit of a losing streak. They were first in the, I wouldn't say losing streak, but they were first in the Pacific and the West Coast for a while. Matty Beniers is a good player. I will say, I said earlier in the season that they don't really have anyone coming up, but Matty Beniers is he's a good kid. He's good at hockey.
Yeah, they are 11th in the league right now, and they were for a good majority of the season. They were in the top 5.
Yeah.
And then they kind of dropped to like 8th.
Yeah.
You know, other teams kind of doing good, and then they just keep kind of dropping off. But I think Seattle's a pretty good squad. Like,
Yeah.
you know, they got that one kid. I
Matty.
don't know much about him.
Matty Beniers.
Yeah, I've heard the name, but Seattle I think is also one of those teams where it's like they're good, but I don't know. I think the surrounding cast behind that one guy that you mentioned, they're going to have to play pretty good if they want to
Yeah.
go far.
I mean, I think he's going to win Rookie of the Year, the Calder Trophy, but
Is Kopitar Los Angeles' best player?
no, I wouldn't say he's the
He's still
best.
pretty good, though.
He's
right?
still playing.
Yeah, he's
Still
37,
playing.
38.
He's decent though.
Not
Yeah,
bad.
he's still producing for him.
Hmm.
This one's a little tough. I mean,
Oh, the Kings are decent. The Kings
Flip
have
of a coin.
I want to say the Kings just got some.
been pretty
thing.
decent.
Yeah.
As of recent, the Kings are 10th in the league right now, so they're right in between Seattle and Vegas.
They're what? What? What'd you say?
Sorry,
Sorry.
Oh,
was
I
laughing
said
at Sas's comment.
the Kings are right between Vegas and Seattle.
Okay.
So they're 10th, or they're 10th. Vegas is 9th, 11th is Seattle. I don't know. I think the Kings make a little bit of a run, but we'll see.
Yeah, they just so they actually just retired Dustin Brown from back in, I don't know, 2014, 2012 when they won. I forget what year, but they just retired his number the other night. I think against Buffalo.
I think that's the year that they came back and beat the Sharks. When
Yeah,
the
it
Sharks
was.
were up 3-0.
Yep.
And I remember posting on
Yeah.
Instagram like, "Oh, Sharks 3-0, let's go!" And then somebody commented, "Nope, they'll give it up." And I was like, "No way!" And then
They choked.
it was
yeah.
bad.
It was
All
really
right.
bad. But yeah,
Eastern Conference.
Yeah, let's move over there.
Word.
All right.
Jeez, dude.
So all these teams that I'm looking at
Stacked.
are fucking insane. Boston, Washington. Boston's gonna win that.
Mhm.
I don't think.
I think Boston's going to win that as well.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously you got Ovi on Washington, but I don't know. I think
Yeah.
Boston has a lot more key players to their team, and they got
Yeah.
a lot better second, third, and fourth line.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah,
think Boston
I
takes
think that's
that.
a consensus.
Boston's just a good team.
vote.
Yeah, that one's a good. I mean,
Tampa Bay and Toronto.
Ovi. Let's see if he can do it. I think by next season he could break Gretzky's goal
Mhm.
record.
That'll be
Um,
crazy to see.
He's
Yeah.
close.
Is that
He's
just in the
getting
regular season, or is
Yeah.
the playoff goals that
I think
he
it's
gets
career.
included?
I don't know if
career
it-
goals.
there.
Yeah, I'm not sure if
I
that
think it
counts.
includes playoffs,
I
right?
think so too.
Playoffs,
Um,
and
800 something, right?
he's like 849 or something like that.
Yeah, Gretzky's 890 something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Jeez.
Me and Alan were talking about it. I forgot the number, but we were going back and
Yeah.
forth on that.
Next one, Tampa Bay, Toronto.
That's tough.
This is a tough one as well.
That 4-5 matchup is always
Oh yeah,
tough.
it's like 8-9 in the bracket.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Again, if the Leafs can pick up someone at the deadline, they need someone.
When is the deadline?
I think beginning of March, around there.
Coming up.
Is
Yeah.
Eric Carlson the best player on the trade deadline?
I don't think he's on the block.
But he could be.
But he could be, yeah. I mean, I think if the Sharks get the right deal for him, they will definitely take it. I mean, just like Eric Carlson is literally he's the best defenseman.
He's having
Stats-wise
nuts.
right now, like, I think Cale Makar's a better defender, like, overall. But with his injury and stuff, I think this season, Eric Carlson is definitely the best defender right now.
Yeah.
But, yeah, if Toronto can add someone, I know a certain number 88 on Chicago who's on the wants to get the fuck out of there. If he
Yeah.
can play with Austin Matthews, and
That would be an insane pickup for Toronto.
that is
But-
my pick.
You know, I just learned this is Toronto is like one of the worst teams for losing to bottom 10
Yeah.
teams. Like they are literally like I think 1 or 2 or 3. I don't know where they're at, but they're definitely at like because they got what's his face, but then it's kind of like you don't really got a whole lot of guys that can complement that type of talent. I think bringing in what's his face from Chicago would be a huge fucking pickup
Yeah.
for them. But I think Tampa Bay, with just the experience they've had in going to the Stanley Cups
Yeah.
in the last few years, and
That's what I was
the
going to say.
veteran sense they still have on that team, and the fact that their goaltender is very, 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 very good.
Are you talking about the Lightning?
Yeah.
Yeah. Vasilevsky's definitely the best.
Isn't Toronto known for choking too?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, they haven't won since
I'm-
1946.
They're like the Bills of the NHL.
Yeah, I'm
Yep.
going to take Tampa Bay on this one.
Yeah,
Tampa Bay
unless
so too.
again, unless Toronto makes a big move,
Yeah.
I'm gonna take
Cody, is your gain on the third dot?
down below.
The gain should be on the third dot.
Well, I think Cody just needs to talk into it. I think it's
It
Just
also
talk
might have been
closer.
because I was going like
Third
this on
dot.
accident.
Okay.
And I
It was
realized
on the
that I was like
biggest.
kind
It
of
was on
tilting,
that first
so
one.
I moved
Okay.
a little bit
Is
this way.
that like Make It Echo or something?
Keaton, is
well,
it
just
still echoing?
talk closer to it because I think
Keaton, how we looking, bud?
yeah, it's better. Because I think
That's
This
better.
one picks up a lot.
yeah, it does. But if you talk close to it, it's because when you talk far away, this is quiet and it also picks up on other
Yeah,
people.
yeah.
So just
Yeah,
talk
that's
close
fair.
to it.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Carolina, Pittsburgh.
Carolina, Pittsburgh.
This one's
This
tough.
one's tough because I know
Pittsburgh's been
Carolina
playing
and
well.
Pittsburgh is not. They have not. I think Pittsburgh's beat them most every time.
Yeah. Pittsburgh's been playing well too, right?
Yeah, and Carolina's a great team. They've been, they beat Boston a couple weeks ago. Carolina's a great team, but against the Penguins, they have not been playing very well.
Tough game. Tough series right there.
I would take the.
I don't
would
know
take
who to take
Pittsburgh.
because I kind of like
Yeah, I
didn't
kinda
think
like
about
Pittsburgh,
Pittsburgh for a second, but then I'm like, okay, they still have Sidney Crosby.
Yeah. Well, they've got
And they have
Jake Gensel.
What'd you say?
Gensel.
Yeah, and he's pretty good. He
I
took
really
a
don't
fucking
like that
shot.
last name.
I think
Gensel.
did he take a big hit last night against the Sharks, or gave out a big hit? Because I saw
No,
them
I think he
bring up.
scored, didn't he?
Or no,
Who did?
he
Gensel?
scored off that Sidney
Gensel
Crosby
did, yeah,
pass.
Oh, Gensel
right
did, yeah.
behind.
Filthy.
God, so filthy. I don't know. I like Carolina too.
Oh, actually, Hurricanes have beaten them all 3 times they've played this year.
I think Carolina is pretty damn good, man. They got Sebastian Aho and I mean, I think Brent Burns is still playing pretty well for them. And their goaltender, I forgot his name, but he is playing very, very well. Another one of those foreign guys, I can't pronounce his name and I don't even remember it.
Who?
But
On what team?
Carolina, I believe it's Carolina. Use one of those guys because they had him at a I think it's Carolina, or is it Jersey? I'm not sure.
Or is it the
I
Rangers?
mean, a lot of goaltenders are
Shesterkin?
foreign.
Yeah.
Ovechkin.
Yeah, I don't know. I actually mispronounced on that. I think Carolina's going to win this.
I
was
think
thinking-
Carolina's going to take that.
I was thinking
that series.
Carolina
I
and
think it's going to be a
Rangers.
close series. I definitely think
Yeah.
Pittsburgh's
I got
going to
the
have a lot of
Penguins.
fight in them, but I think Carolina's
Someone's
going
telling
to
me
take
the
that.
Penguins.
I'm going Penguins.
I feel like they've been playing well.
Going Canes.
But
I think-
I'm going to go
wait, is that
Canes with this one.
2v7?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah.
'Cause Pittsburgh's close
I'm also
to that.
pretty
They're in
ignorant
that
with
wild
hockey,
card
so-
spot as well, I believe.
Yeah.
I'm going based
So-
off of a gut check and what I've watched in the last 2 to 3 weeks and heard from you guys. So
Yeah.
All right, next
Pittsburgh.
one.
Wait, hold on. Pittsburgh. They just played the Kings. I think it was on that night of Dustin Brown retirement, and Sidney Crosby got ejected for the first time in his
Yeah,
That's
I
career.
heard
right.
that.
That is right. Oh my God, I saw that made headlines. Somebody
Little
said,
prick.
God, what? Somebody's
He was just
like,
mouthing off to the ref. He
Yeah.
was mouthing off, and then he got a 10 for that, and then mouthed off to the ref. He was like following the ref around. The ref just kicked him out.
Yeah.
I don't
Didn't
blame
he
him.
hit one of like the young kids that are kind of coming up in the league right now too? Because he got that treatment
Oh
when he
no,
was young.
no. We were talking
was
about
that?
that. He
Was that a different circumstance?
Sidney Crosby
situation?
got physical on a play and just fucking checked this younger guy
Yeah.
in the league, and all
Same
the
game,
comments
though?
were I don't know who he checked, but all the comments were kind of all the comments are like, oh, Sidney finally started to get physical. Oh, where
Yeah.
was this and all
He
this?
has
I was
to.
like, he
Penguins
doesn't
don't.
like. He didn't have to when he was younger. The
Yeah.
man was fucking unreal. Now it's kind of like, yeah, he kind of has to because like he's getting older. He's got to still
Yeah.
play at that high level.
That was a different
and,
situation.
and guess
but-
what? He has every fucking right to. Sorry, like he's a great hockey player. He can, he got all that shitty treatment and all that shit talk from when he was a kid for being soft, but he was just a better hockey player than everybody. He didn't fit the narrative, but
Yeah.
he went out and now he's returning the favor. Fuck that. Like, let him do it.
Yeah.
You can't blame him for now being
I think
physical and
that
trying
was
to
a
bully
different
guys.
game,
He
though,
has
right?
it was a different game, but
Yeah.
he has every right to do it. So.
But that was against like one of the kids that are coming up in the league right now. That's
Who was it
pretty
on?
good,
Do you remember?
correct?
Huh?
Do you remember who was on? Yeah.
It was definitely a younger kid, and he
Yeah.
hit him pretty good, but kid had his head down. So
But yeah, I think I'm still going to take Carolina. I
I'll
don't
take
think
Carolina for that one.
Pittsburgh has. I think Sydney also getting kicked out. I think he recently has been more vocal about stuff like that. I think he's just frustrated. I mean, they're 7th right now. They're in the wild card, so he's just getting frustrated. And I think he is kind of got to be the man on that team.
Yeah.
Evgeny Malkin just got what did he get? He just hit a milestone. I think it was 1,200 points or something like that. But
Who
yeah,
is this?
Evgeny Malkin,
Hmm.
Gino.
Never heard of him.
So next round we've got New Jersey and New York, New Jersey and New York.
3 versus 6.
New York Rangers to be specific, but I am going to take the Rangers.
Really?
Yeah, the Rangers
Why?
just got Tarasenko. They've got Panarin. They've got great goaltending. They've got
They got
A
good
great
squad.
team.
They got a good squad, man.
Yeah.
New Jersey has Hughes and
yeah. I mean they've got
They're
like
young.
New
They
Jersey's a good team too, but
New Jersey is young.
yeah,
younger. I
younger.
guess. They have Stalin still on. He's like their
Yeah.
third. He's on their third line.
I know
or something.
Hughes is really young, though, right?
Yeah.
He's phenomenal, but
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to be able to carry him. I mean, they're a great
that's
team,
fair.
but I think New York has a lot more.
Wayne Gretzky said that Jack Hughes is the one person that is going to be able to keep up with McDavid.
To be honest, that's the only reason I know of Jack Hughes.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
of that conversation that we had.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah.
a
Yeah,
week
Jack
ago.
Hughes played with
But I mean, he
Cole
also
Caulfield
does have
at the USA.
like 70 points.
A lot of guys played for them. Zegers too.
I think Hughes has like 70 points right now, or he had almost
Yeah.
70 going into the All Star game.
He's-
So he's having
yeah,
a
he's
breakout
doing well.
year.
Yeah,
Because
he's playing good.
Actually, no, it was. I think we talked to John about this. Were you there?
I don't
No,
know, maybe.
no, it was Ant and I, and we were talking about Jack Hughes because John was like, "Yeah, Jack Hughes is a dog," and I was like, "Well, show him, show us the stats." And he showed us the stats, and his first like 2 to 3 years, he was kind of like, "eh." And this year, I believe this is his 4th year, and he has damn near 70 points, which is elite going into
The
the
All-Star
second
break?
half of the season because they're done with the All Star break, but they've probably only played like 3 or 4 games since.
It's crazy
so-
because having 70 points is like
I mean, he's on track to have almost 100.
really is good for like somebody.
Currently,
that
he
was,
has
like,
67
not
points.
as like
yeah, about
popular as Jack Hughes. Like let's say like a third or fourth liner got like
70. Is he top 10? in the
major
league?
70 points, 60
he's number
points. Like
9.
Yeah,
that's good.
that's what I
And
remember.
Jack
John
Hughes,
telling me.
he's gonna go way above that.
But yeah,
I think
John
it's
pulled
kind
up the
of
stats and he kind of just showed us that, and I was like, "Holy shit!" Like,
Yeah,
I knew he was decent, but I didn't know he was top 10 in scoring decent.
Yeah,
I think it's a one man, not a one man show, but in a way, kind of. I
Yeah.
think Jersey just doesn't have it to beat New York in a game of 7. I mean, they're great. Like they're playing good. Like they're not playing bad, but
Is he
don't know.
flashy like McDavid? Like,
Yeah.
How does he
Yeah.
play?
he's fast.
He's similar.
He's fast as fuck.
Makes
dude.
sense.
In NHL, if you get, dude, I one time took him all the way from one side on the right side, and he flew right past every person. Like just me
Yeah.
just pressing down the thing and going, he was gone. Like he's
Yeah.
fast as fuck. But yeah, I'm
It's
probably
crazy
gonna take.
how
I'm gonna
fast those
I'm gonna
guys
take
can
New
skate.
York on that one. I'm gonna take
What?
New York on that one.
So we kind of gave our picks for the first round. I don't really want to go through all of it, but who do
Yeah.
you think's going to win it all? Out of these picks.
Damn, dude, that's really hard to say because it's kind of still too early.
See,
but
I
I
don't
mean,
got
we're
really much of a
obviously
say
this
right
could
now.
not. This might not be as accurate as we
Yeah.
are looking at.
Because before we answer that, there's a couple teams still on the wild card number 1 spots for Pittsburgh. Number 2 is Washington. Pittsburgh has 63 points. Washington has 62. The Islanders have 61 at 3rd in the wild card, so they're right out of it. Florida has 60, and Buffalo has 58, and Detroit has 58 as well. Ottawa 55. So it's pretty much
pretty
those
close.
4 teams. They can all
Yeah, it's
make a
pretty close.
push. Florida, I feel bad. Florida's a good team. Matthew Tkachuk, I really want to see him in the playoffs. Same with the Sabres, Mr. Tage Thompson. He's 8th
where
in
are they
scoring
right
right now. What?
Where are they right
Sabres. That if that team makes it, watch the fuck out.
now? Where are the
Telling
Sabres
you,
right
I'm
now?
fucking telling you.
They are 3rd in
The
out
wild-
of the
in the
wild
wild
3rd
card.
out of the wild card.
Yeah.
So
many
they're a
points
good
they have?
team. I think in a year, give them a couple years. I think they're
Dude,
going
they're
to
going to be
be.
exciting. They're a young team, so I
They're
think,
very fun to watch too.
yeah, dude. They're entertaining, and they got
What
a lot of
city are
young
they out of
players. They're
again?
good.
Buffalo.
Buffalo,
Buffalo.
New York.
Yeah.
But dude, Buffalo. I mean, I don't know if they would be that dark horse team if they were to
Got
make it to
Sunshine,
the playoffs.
man.
I think.
He looks
Um,
like Sunshine from what's that movie?
Return.
Remember the Titans.
Remember the Titans.
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you.
Return of the Titans.
Dude, I literally was
It's a
about to say that
different
too.
movie, yeah.
I was like, dude, what is that movie called? It's literally
Yeah,
one of the goats.
I think Buffalo could be that dark horse. if
Because
they
isn't
win.
he like 6'6", like 250 or
Tage?
something
Yeah,
like that.
he's huge.
Tage. And he has like long, luscious hair.
Yeah,
He literally looks like sunshine.
he's
From that
beautiful.
movie.
Yeah.
Whoa.
What?
Whoa, pause.
He's a beauty.
He's
He's
a
a beauty.
beautician, dude.
He's
Yeah.
a beautician.
I think
fucking
for
beauty.
taking it all, my pick this year
It's
in the
gotta
East
be
Coast.
Boston.
No, fuck off.
Never
Uh,
Boston. Boston can suck my cock, Anthony.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
I would
Shots
say
fired.
Anthony.
on the East Coast, my dark horse is the Rangers. On the West Coast, I mean, I want to go with Edmonton, but if they don't make a move, a dark horse in a sense, not really, is going to be Avalanche.
Yeah.
Just in the sense of their rankings. But I mean, I think when they get healthy, it's GG's.
I
But
think it's going to be Avalanche versus Boston.
really,
Mm-hmm.
I could see that
That's
too.
a fire take.
I don't know. Boston looks insane, dude.
But yeah, once
They're
the trade
a tough team to beat multiple times.
after the trade deadline, we can have this conversation
Yeah,
again.
true. We could do this again in like a month.
We'll
too.
know.
Like, I'm
Yeah,
not
no,
really
I think
worried
we
about
should.
Kind of recap.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, and when playoffs, I'm excited for NHL playoffs. Those are exciting
Yeah,
times.
I'm pumped for that.
It's
But yeah,
probably the best
100%.
sporting event I've seen live.
Yeah, I can't. I don't know if I can put down two teams to go to the Stanley Cup.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
know. I
tough
mean,
right
like, it's
now.
just kind of the trade deadline's a
We'll,
perfect
we'll ask that
point.
again
I mean, if
when
we
the
would've done that
playoffs
2
are
weeks ago,
finaled.
because that's where we're gonna kind of know like if some of these teams are gonna have a shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Not true.
So,
Well, I'll ask that question again when we get like the actual playoff bracket.
Yeah. I mean,
No, I think
if
a
we
lot's
done
gonna
this
change.
2 weeks ago, bro.
Yeah.
Like, it would have been way different.
Yeah.
KD
Yeah.
would have been on Brooklyn still.
Yep.
Kyrie wouldn't have been on the Mavs. Like,
Yeah.
it would have been
Yeah.
crazy, especially with basketball. I don't really know how much has happened
Same with
in
hockey,
the
yeah.
NHL, but I'm assuming a
Tarasenko
good
to
amount
the
has
Rangers was a
had.
big one. I think that's pushing my narrative towards them.
That was crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I don't follow hockey like that, so I wouldn't know like all like the trades and kind of pickups like that. But I'm assuming a lot has happened. So
yeah.
Gotcha.
No, it'll start picking up soon.
Yeah.
I think a lot of these teams are, but yeah, I think we're at the hour and a half mark. Let's see for future. Yeah, we want to do some more kind of out in the wild things.
Yep.
Bring in some extra content. I don't know. I mean, I know we love talking about sports, but I don't think you want to hear it from a bunch of retired high school athletes.
we've also heard that you guys like a lot of the podcasts where kind of people come on and tell their stories, or like where
Yeah.
we kind of recapped our weekends or kind of told
Yeah.
stories from our high school or maybe even like our freshman or sophomore year of college. So
Oh, yeah,
if that
we
is
got
the case,
a bunch.
just leave a comment or kind of just text us what you guys think is the best idea.
Yeah.
But
And if
we're
you
gonna
want to
keep
be
doing
on,
this, I think we have some good ideas coming up, and
We are
Yeah.
definitely we are open
look
to
out
ideas.
for some social media coming soon as well.
yeah, we've got our YouTube channel, which we didn't do this time because we forgot to set up the whole thing. Next, wow, dude, that was a fucking bug in my throat. Next week we will have it on our YouTube channel, Settle Down Pod. Okay, I'm gonna try to work on getting this on Spotify and Apple Music, wherever you listen to podcasts. So if you don't have time to sit through an hour and a half long video on YouTube, you can go in there and just plug and play. Yeah, Cody just ripped ass.
Dude, I've been gassy.
What a way to end the podcast.
I've been gassy.
fire.
But please like, subscribe,
Sean
share to your
choking on
friends,
air.
share to your family.
Cody shit.
Get this shit banging. Let's go.
Yeah, let's go,
So
guys.
shout out to everybody that tuned in and whoever's gonna watch.
Yeah, thank you for watching this.
Yep.
Yeah, seriously,
Um,
guys, we appreciate it.
But yeah,
Appreciate it.
go to our. We'll keep out for our Instagram and stuff like that. I do want to start working on.
We'll let y'all know.
yeah,
You'll
just
know.
keep an eye out and settle down.
There's
Subscribe, like, and continue watching.